Hello, welcome to the Killstream again, Adam King, and Happy New Year.
Bro, I was like, I was up so late last night, and I was like, I woke up super early. I woke up super late, jumped in the shower, was running here thinking about like, oh my God, the kill stream. I set my alarm for 10:30 and we were supposed to go live at 11. And I was just, so forgive me for sleeping in a little bit, but on my way here, I was thinking to myself, fucking amazing. Like the first thing I get to do, December 31st, start my New Year's Eve party right here on the kill stream with Ethan Ralph.
Let's fucking go.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. There's no way to lie. I don't lie. I hate that expression, not gonna lie. Okay, don't fucking lie. But I had some of my best parts of 2025 here on the kill stream. Hands down.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. And you've been some of the best parts
Hands
here.
down.
And I'll say both you and Tazaryak, of course, Tazaryak and I go even further back, but you guys have both had big appearances on other shows too. I always like to see that. People come through here and then they're viral elsewhere, etc. Even though that was my idea for that debate. Let's get that out of the way. I pitched that debate to you a long time ago. Now, what did you say?
Before I was ever like mega famous.
No.
Ethan Ralph is one of the first people that ever discovered the Adam King show.
That's true.
Hands down. And you tried to pitch that debate a long time ago.
I did.
But I wanted to, like, as I was on my way to your show, and, I was thinking to myself, God, I really hope we don't. I want to cover everything from the debate. I know, like, I watched the replay, and I was in your super chats. It was hilarious. I loved watching you laugh, man. And I knew it, too. I was like, oh, he's about to crack up. I'm going to say this. And then, boom, you got it, dude. It was like my official first time watching it, too. So I got to watch it with a live studio audience, which was dope. But yeah, I was like, there's so many things I want to talk about with you now that I'm here. Outside of that, like regular kill stream business. But yeah, you were the first one to call it like 2 or 3 years ago. You were trying to make that thing happen. And I think like he was like, no, that guy doesn't have enough clout or something like that.
No, I'm going to tell them, no, you're the one.
Why did he say no? Because I remember he said no.
No, I don't make me scroll back through the DMs. It was you who turned it down, if I recall correctly.
Turned it down?
Yes. Do you want me to quote what I remember?
Because I'll tell you something. If Jake didn't ask me to do that, I wouldn't have done it for anyone else. And I felt dirty doing it. I'm glad I said no to you because I should have said no to Jake because that was like the dumbest, most retarded fucking conversation I ever had. First of all, there's a part of me that like wants to feel pity for the poor victim black man. But then there's this other part of me that's just like, the fuck are you talking about? The Native Americans, the Mexicans, and the blacks are the real Jews. And this guy who like literally has to fight every single person on earth because he's Jewish. Everybody wants to try to take a piece out of him. He's not even the real Jew. And then people blow up me up in my DMs after that. Like the fucking ignorant, retarded fools. And they're like, fuck you. I saw Kazariak take you to court, man.
I do love
Black Pride. He's like, Black Pride.
So, he's a long time.
Wakanda forever. We're the Jews.
He's a long
Jews
time.
are from Wakanda. I'm like, dude, I can't. I got real things to do, like filing patents. And like making moves, like Jews are from Wakanda. No.
Well, Captain is a longtime friend of mine. We go back on the show like 6 years.
One thing I didn't get to ask him that I wanted to ask.
Well, he was on here last night. He said he might try to crash the party, but I don't know if he'll be able to join.
I'm sure he probably will. I'm sure they're all tuned in, ready to chimp out. These guys are so emotional. Honest to God. And I'll be honest with you. He was supposed to come just one-on-one. Jake made very clear guidelines because these people are like, they're just like in your face. They want to be like all super intimidating.
Well, if you would have done it on my show, it would have been fair. I don't play favorites in the moderator. It was 2-on-1.
Credit to Jake. Credit to Jake. Jake made them wait outside of the studio. He had a mob of people show up from California. It's like the intimidation squad. It's like, bro, we're either filming a podcast or you're getting in the way.
So
And
we
I'm like, get the fuck out of here. He's like, he comes with this intimidation squad. And like, I see him across the table, like holding his anger back, trying to show like he's one of the civilized people, you know? And he's just like, I'm glad I was on the side of Jake because I really don't trust those type of people.
Wait, that sounds it's not even like
it's not even like I'm like not here to say, oh, you're not who you think you are. But like it's like ludicrous to me that he would be considered a Jew. Like I was like thinking to myself, like, what the fuck? Jews are silverbacks now?
Wait,
like, are you kidding me?
First off, these are the words of Adam King. I'm actual friends with Tazariak. We just had a very lovely conversation.
They call themselves silverbacks. That's their badge of honor. If they're a black Hebrew Israelite, I don't know all the silverback
terminology. I just want to say it. We had a wide.
But I'm going to go on the Killstream and feel bad for saying the word silverback.
No, you can say whatever you want. I just want to.
Come on, is this a Killstream?
No, you can say whatever you want. I didn't stop
you. Are you hanging out with Beryllium? Like what?
No, you can say whatever you want. You can say whatever you want. I'm just saying we had a wide-ranging discussion last night. It went all over the place.
I'm glad.
And so. We do have you don't know pro wrestling, I don't think, but there used to be a rule called the Freebird rule, the fabulous Freebird rule, and there were like 3 Freebirds or whatever, and any 2 of them at any point in time could defend the tag team belt. So we have a variation of that rule with Tazariak because when he first came on, he kind of had a hype man there with him on screen. So there have been debates on this show where Tazariak will have a hype man with him, although he hasn't done that in a while. But
that's beta. That's beta for people who don't have real ideas, who need a hype man because like their ideas fall short. So they need like Beyonce to dance on stage in order to get votes.
Well, usually the guy, sometimes he'll sit next to him or there'll be somebody in the background. He might say, that's right, or something like that. It's not.
I'll tell you, 2026, I'm not dealing with bullshit at all anymore. A conversation like that is never going to happen again. Ever.
Well, that's basically what you told me.
Not because I'm intimidated by it. It's like the idea that I have to prove my existence to anyone. I used to always do this, like in spaces on X. I got to the limit where I was like, no. On the Adam King Show account, not the Awesome Jew account, like old school back in the day, I'd be like, okay, if I'm showing up here, I'm not here to like debate if I'm really a Jew or not. And so like at this debate, like I was pretty much like telling him like, hey, first of all, he's not a Jew. There's nothing Jewish in him. I bet you he has 0 ancient Jewish blood in his body. 0%.
I mean, those are his religious beliefs.
I don't care what his religious beliefs are. It doesn't mean that he is that. There's a lot of mental illness in the world. And to tell, obviously, the Ashkenazi Jew to look at him and say, you are not a real Jew because the synagogue of Satan line. Oh, the synagogue of Satan. They say they're Jews, but they're not. I'm like, say the word Hebrew. He's like, he can't say anything in Hebrew. And he's like, they say they're Jews, but they're not. And I'm like, am I fucking having this debate right now? Is this for real? Because sometimes I speak on the phone with presidents of countries and ambassadors of countries, and like, this is so beneath me. And I said finally on that podcast that I do feel superior. There were things that I said about, my Jewishness.
You said you felt superior to all of the races.
Yeah, actually. I feel superior to like the whole world, actually. I feel like my knowledge is greater. My skill sets are way greater. And when I talk about skill sets, I'm like talking about being able to read many languages, advanced mathematics, like business, like actual accomplishments in life. I was a diplomat in Africa, a real one. Like I don't have time to like debate some guy who sits on street corners and yells at Jews his whole life that they're not real Jews in like his 200 street English only vocabulary. Like he tried to say Shema Yisrael and he ended up saying like Wakanda forever, Shakamaka, Shakaka, Lapaka, Labaka, Dechaka, Labaka, Dabaka. And I'm like, bro, you cannot look at me. And you cannot, what is Hebrew a fake language? Is it like a fake language that like, oh, these people, because they know Hebrew, they're not really Jews because it's a fake language. Oh, I also know Aramaic too. oh, and Aramaic, yeah, that's the language that you say Jesus spoke. Oh, but he's a Jew and we're the real ones and they stole it from us and they didn't give it back. Oh, we stole your language? Did your mother speak to you in that language? Did we rip her tongue out or something? Like, what the fuck is this conversation even about, even worth? So I was trying to be like, maybe you are from the lost tribes of Israel, like to try to make him feel good or something like that. He's like, no, we're going to enslave you when we're kings in Jerusalem. You know, it was like, oh my God, dude, like fucking give me a break here. These people are like, whatever, dude. I mean, like, yeah, you can hate Israel and you can hate Jews, but you can't lie to yourself so much that you're like, if you really hate Israel and you hate Jews, then like, and like, also to Jake's detriment, like his producer Ron did this. It's not Jake. They make clips. They just want me to look bad in those clips. I'm like, there's so many owns. There's so many incredible clips in that show. Like that shit when I was talking about being peak white, and there was so many highlights of that clip. They literally clipped the dumbest things as their lead clips.
What did you think you were signing up for?
And I'm like, no, okay, guys, you don't think I'm the real Jew? Go fuck off. I don't care. I have nuclear missiles. I have the Torah of fucking God. I have this right here. I'm opening it up to a random page. Ki yimatze ish shochev im ashe bu'ulad ba'al umatu. You know, I'm like reading it from the book, dude, from the book. I'm reading it in Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? Reading Hebrew. I got like book after book. This book is just the 613 laws of the Torah. This book is my prayer book. This is just the Hebrew prayers that like I say to God every day. Here's a different prayer book I use sometimes. This book is called Kobol Yeshuot. Inside this book is my lineage also. Publicly, you can buy this on Amazon. It's my lineage is in there. Like, fuck off, you dumb fucks. I don't want to say that I'm better, but like, why do I have this? Why do you not have this? Did I steal yours while you were killing me through the ages? Why do you not have this? But I have this, that you could get it on Amazon. Why, white man? Explain that to me. Did the Jew take it from you when the Vatican was literally stealing everything we had? And this is what survived? And it's hidden inside of a different book too. This isn't a book of lineage. This book is called Kobol Yeshuot. It's a book on like praises to God, and inside of it contains the lineage.
Well, you know, I'm not Jewish. I've never made that claim, so I don't have those texts.
Here's another book on my desk, the Book of Psalms, written by King David, my ancestor. Here's another book on my desk called Gilgulei Nishamot. It's a book on reincarnation written by
what about the New Testament? Have you read that one? Or
this book right here is the book that I translated. It's on Amazon. It's 138 Gates of Wisdom by the Ramchal, Rabbi Moshe Chaim Luzzatto, 17th century Italian Kabbalist. This is my translation. This book right here was actually written by Adam from the Garden of Eden. It's called Sefer Razi al-Hamalach. It's the order of all the angels and everything in creation, how the earth is structured, inner earth, above the earth, the Rakia, all that stuff. That's on my desk because I read it all the time. So it's like I say, like, hey, are you a Jew? Like, oh, we're the real Jews. Okay, God chose you to do something. What did you do? Oh, we just stand on street corners in New York and yell at people. And I'm like, fuck, dude, I have books the world needs to know. Sefer Razi al-Malach, every human on earth should know this book. The Catholics don't want you to know it. I have it. I just showed it to you. It's a real book. These are books, bro. The other one, 138 Gates of Wisdom, you can get that on Amazon. That's my translation.
I can tell that they're books. I have some books in there. I don't see one around me right now. This is my
so I'm just like, and they're all books on the Bible too, right? Every one, it's not like books on airplanes or like books on math or books on, you know, like romance or whatever. They're literally commentaries on the Bible. And we're like, who's the people of the book? I don't know. They made like 500,000 publications about the Bible. Maybe it's them.
So is it possible that you're both Jews?
Well, I would say that probably not, but maybe he has Jewish blood inside of him from like lost tribe stuff. You know, like there's like fallen sparks of like people who were raped or kidnapped or whatever. And like maybe he does feel a very strong affinity to the story of the Jewish people. Everyone who ever fought through oppression should have a connection to the story of the Jewish people. It's the story of human liberation from tyranny.
If you've been in family court, you'll be very familiar with the Jewish people.
It's Bob Marley, you know what I'm saying? It's like the whole, you know, Iron Lion of Zion, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a cult, there's subcultures created all over the world that don't come from the Jewish world, but are like very about the Jewish world or the Jewish experience. You know, Bob Marley's kids all married Jews. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know.
Like real Jews, like Ashkenazi Jews, because they thought that was what was special.
I did not know that.
Yeah, bro.
Well, okay. So you did
they're
say
Zionists. The Marleys are Zionists.
Like I said, I did not know that, but I don't doubt it.
So that's what I'm saying. And I'm like, okay, so my whole debate approach with him was like, okay, you say you're the Jew. Let's talk about the Bible. If you're a Jew, then it's not about like, oh, you're just a persecute the nations type of a Jew. Is that what you are? Is just a persecution Jew? Like you're here to do the persecution and swinging the axes? Is that what kind of Jew you are? You're not a Jew who's supposed to like know the word of God and like be able to explain it when people say, hey, Jew, what does it mean? Like this, that, and the other thing. Like, so is he a Jew that actually has to like suffer the burden from the white man for supposedly killing Jesus? Or no, he's cool with Jesus. And so therefore he's like somehow, you know, I mean, the logic around the Jew hate is so fucking stupid and low IQ. That's why I feel like it's beneath me as a person. And that like I got in my 3 years doing these rotations. I loved the Killstream, man. I'll always be close to the Killstream, but I don't want to do stuff that like minimizes what I'm capable, my contribution to humanity. I am so utterly worldly smarter than most people. I see that guy on the internet, the guy who's like a Christian Asian guy. He's like, I have a 276 IQ. I'm the smartest guy in the world. And he's like a Christian. He's like, and then he made a post about how he used to be gay. I'm like, you're fucking stupid, dude. Like, why are you? I'm smarter than you, 276. I'm smarter than you. You know.
All right, let's talk about the Bible. Since you open it up, usually I don't get adversarial. I just let you talk for about 25 minutes straight. But for the most part, but there is a section. I mentioned the New Testament. When people say that Jews killed Christ, what do you think that's a fair accusation that they considered Jesus?
No, absolutely not. It's also low IQ. It's even lower IQ than the previous. They like exempt everybody in the death of Jesus, and they also condemn everybody in the death of Jesus, including all the Jews that fought, like Rabban Gamliel, who was the head of the Sanhedrin, the leader of the rabbis, fought to spare Jesus's life. That's public knowledge. That is basic 101 New Testament. Like Rabban Gamliel fought to save Jesus's life. He was the Nasi, the leader of the Sanhedrin. Nasi means prince, is his title. Jewish prince fought to save Jesus's life, but they're like, oh, the Jews for eternity.
Okay.
Wait. Jesus.
I'm not a theologian.
But Pontius Pilate didn't kill Jesus at all.
I'm not a theologian.
Rome had no hand in it. Jews never crucified a person in our history.
Wait.
Pass Imperialists sent $5 on Rumble.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's time to give up on this and just become a truck driver.
I'm not going to become a truck driver.
You need to give yourself to Christ and not be a deadbeat dad.
Thank you.
Give up.
Why don't you try getting some pussy?
Look at these betas. Give yourself to Christ. They don't even know anything about it.
No, that's not the beta part.
They're like the worst. If you really love Jesus and you represent him that way, you're a fucking disgrace to Jesus.
Well, I agree with that statement, actually. That guy's
so low IQ. It's like, hey, fuck you and your mom, but come to Christ. It's like, yeah,
you're starting to win me over.
You're really doing your best for Jesus, you fucking loser.
See, he has a way of winning me over. But I was going to go into this because I'm not a theologian and I can't quote the Bible, New Testament or Old, chapter and verse. But AI will help me here. So I'm going to read these out and you can dispute here. Passages in the gospel. The following passages describe the plot, the arrest, the trials, and the crucifixion of Jesus, which was carried out, the crucifixion itself, by the Romans. But these chapters detail Matthew 26 and 27. These chapters detail the Jewish leaders plotting against Jesus, his arrest, his trial before the Sanhedrin, as you mentioned, his appearance before Pilate, the crowd demanding his crucifixion, Pilate washing his hands of the matter, and his eventual execution by Roman soldiers. It cites Mark 14 and 15. Similar to Matthew, Mark describes the high priest seeking a way to arrest and kill Jesus, his trials, the crowd's choice to free Barabbas instead of Jesus, and the Roman soldiers leading him away to be crucified at Golgotha. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, I think I am, Golgotha. Luke 22 and 23, Luke provides accounts of the chief priests and scribes seeking to put Jesus to death, the legal proceedings before Pilate and Herod, Pilate declaring Jesus innocent multiple times, but ultimately surrendering him to the crowd's will, and the crucifixion by Roman soldiers. And then this last part, although there's some more later on, John 11 and John 18 and 19, the Gospel of John mentions the chief priests and the Pharisees conspiring to kill Jesus after he raised Lazarus from the dead, and they cite that passage. Chapters 18 and 19 recount Jesus' arrest, his interrogation by the high priest Annas, I think, his trial before Pilate, and the Roman execution. And then there's, I guess I'll just go ahead and read these other two. Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 14 and 16. In a passage often cited in historical discussion, Paul writes, those Jews who killed both the Lord Jesus and the prophets and drove us out. And then Acts chapter 2, verse 23, Peter in his sermon on the day of the Pentecost tells the crowd he was delivered up by God's set plan and foreknowledge, and you, by the hands of the lawless, put him to death by nailing him to the cross. Now, that's what AI said there. Now I'm going to give you the floor as long as you want the floor. Also, I can't hear you now because you changed your audio. I can't hear you. I'm literally not playing. I cannot hear you. Press the three dots. Your audio source switched somehow. So just after, I don't usually do a long read through like that. You can hear me though. I can't hear you. You know what? Let me drop out and then join back in. I don't think it's on my end, honestly, but I'll do that anyway. Okay. Also, can you hear me now? Or can you talk now? Yeah, I can't hear you. So I guess just drop out and drop back in. Yeah. Right when we had the... and thank you for that super chat, faggot. If you love Jesus, you'll take a gun and you'll put it in your mouth and blow your fucking brains out the back of your skull. Happy New Year's and fuck you.
Yeah,
Now,
can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay. So it's basically like this. Like, I'm at this point in my life where I really don't fucking care about this stuff.
Well, that's fair.
It is like you're reading all in all, did the Jews kill Jesus? Did the Jews kill Jesus? Did the Jews kill Jesus? Like, it's more of this reductionism. Like I was saying earlier, like having to prove I'm even really a Jew. And now the conversation is, did we kill Jesus? Did Tazariak kill Jesus?
I don't think so.
Jesus?
Unless he's a time traveler, that would be.
You know, like maybe he could come clean if the Jews killed
Well,
Jesus. Maybe he'd be like, yeah, we killed Jesus.
Okay, well, fair. I guess,
You know, like I'm asking people, like, look, let me ask you, Ethan, did they have like cell phones in the time of Jesus? Did they have cell phones?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, so they didn't have cell phones. Did they have like internet or any way to communicate across the whole world?
They had letters. They would send.
They had letters, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so letters,
It
right?
would take months to arrive, sometimes longer.
They would take months to arrive. Okay. Yeah. So the Jews lived all over the whole world. All over the whole world, right? And in the time of Jesus, traveling across Israel was a multi-day journey.
Yeah, I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Okay, so we agree on like basic history, right? So in Jerusalem, which was like population 30,000, bustling city, like mega metropolis Jerusalem, 30,000 people, right? Jesus is to be killed and crucified in the way of the Roman tradition by Pontius Pilate, the leader of the Romans. Jews have never crucified a person in our human history. Romans crucify people. Everybody knows that. It's like a widely accepted piece of history that Romans crucified people wherever they went.
That's yes.
Not just in Israel.
Pontius Pilate was the governor of Judea, right?
So
I believe
basically, right.
Pro-council or whatever.
So somehow in this equation, Pontius Pilate, who was the ruler of Jerusalem, the city where Golgotha is, where Jesus was killed, Pontius Pilate is the ruler there, and he is completely exempt from the death of Jesus. But somehow Adam King, 2,000 years later, every Jew that's in between, every Jew that ever existed on the earth at the same time as Jesus, even though they were multi-days away from having any say-so in the matter, like any say-so in the matter. Like the logic of this religion or this accusation is so stupid. Like that I can't care about it anymore. I can't like be put on trial again for the death of Jesus.
I'm not putting you on trial. Like, I just wondered because you hear that thrown out all the time.
Some people are even unwilling to just accept basic history. How is it that every Jew is responsible when I just said Rabban Gamliel himself? Do I need to get the...
Your mic cut out again, by the way. You're hitting some chord or some button. That's are you muted yourself on purpose? I'm not sure. It's something, it just clicked out mid-sentence, so I don't know if it's a chord. It seemed like you... Yeah, 1 second. Okay. It seemed like you might have hit it with your arm or something. Okay. I'm looking at chat here. Thank you guys for the support. We'll figure out the audio. These things happen on the Killstream. Sometimes they even happen to me. So no shame there. Oftentimes they happen to me, actually. And yes, he was the prefect of Judea, although cited as governor, basically the same shit. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so basically when I use my chat GPT on my phone, somehow it's tripping the whole thing off.
Okay.
So this is the story of Rabban Gamliel in full. Okay, I wanted to use chat GPT, so I got it in full. Okay. It's in the book. Oh, fuck. It's either in Acts or Luke. I forget. Right? So this is the story. Rabban Gamliel heard that they were possibly going to kill Jesus. So he set out on a journey to Jerusalem to try to stop it. And he got there too late, and he spent his entire life trying to stop the killing of the apostles. And he was the leader of Yavna, which is the actual throne of the Jews at the time.
So you're saying, so again, it's not, it's just a little question.
I'm saying that after the destruction of the temple, the Jewish world was ruled from the city of Yavna. Leadership moved from Jerusalem to Yavna. Rabban Gamliel came after a multiple days journey to try to stop the proceedings that were taking place in Jerusalem, that might take place in Jerusalem. And then he stayed using his influence to make sure that the Romans don't kill any of the apostles as well. So somehow Rome gets to have the Vatican. Like, think about the logic of that. Really, for a second. They get to keep the Vatican and all the treasures inside of it.
It is amazing. Have you been to the Vatican? I went to the Vatican a few years ago.
So you've seen treasures of the world.
It's unbelievable. The Royal Palace of Madrid is also unbelievable, but yeah, the Vatican.
So you've seen the Vatican.
Yes.
You've seen treasures from the world. You know that in their vaults is all the wealth of all the earth. The secret power structure starts there. They get to have all that power, and they're completely exempt from killing Jesus. In fact, the New Testament, which I think is not, I think cannot even be real. The line, give unto Caesar what is Caesar's. I will never be a Christian because of that. There's never going to be a way to convert me because of that.
I didn't think you were up for conversion, really, but
that is like do you know, since I was a little boy, you know, my parents, we grew up in America. We tried to be a part of America everywhere we could. And I had non-Jewish friends. Do you know that as a child, my non-Jewish friends, when I would go play at their houses, there were times, one family in particular, she would pull me into the other room because I was like 9 years old. And she pulled me into the other room to try to tell me about Jesus, eternal damnation, hell.
Yeah.
Like I was fucking 9 years old.
It's proselytizing.
And that was one of my close friends at school. And like, imagine what kind of fucking shit that puts my own parents through.
I don't think you
like,
should do
why
that
would
to
you
a
do that to someone's kid?
A 9-year-old.
That's like telling someone's kids to go be trans.
Well,
it's
no,
like
I
let
say
the
that.
parents teach their kids.
It's not quite the same as
like,
that. I don't think you should do that to a 9-year-old, but proselytizing, that is part of the Christian faith, but not to a 9-year-old.
Proselytize a 9-year-old.
Yeah. Like
go for it.
I don't think that's
you know, that was my life, and I want to tell you something. Do you know this come to Christ thing? Accept Christ, accept Jesus, like with the sword in your fucking mouth, like fucking Jew, accept Jesus Christ. What? Yeah, Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. You know, and it's just like, you fucking for real. Like, this is what you expect me to live under, and you're the conscious representative of God on earth. You're God? No, thank you. Fuck that.
So just back to the other story. So you're saying this guy, and again, you know it better than me, that part of the story. He got there too late to save Jesus, but he was able to stop the apostles from being.
He was able to stop the killing of the apostles. And he was the leader of the Jews. Remember, this is the exile of Jerusalem at the time.
But he was being, the Jews are the ones who wanted him killed, just not that Jew, right? Like, I mean, you're saying there was a separate.
I'm saying that the Romans wanted to kill him. I'm sure there were Jews that wanted to kill him. Like, I'm sure lots of people wanted to kill him, but like, sure, lots of people didn't even know who he was. Like, the whole fucking world. It's so stupid. Like, you think every Jew on earth even knew who Jesus was? No. Do you think people in Ashkenaz knew who Jesus? Ashkenaz was Germany. That was a kingdom called Ashkenaz. That's where we got our name Ashkenazi Jews from. Is that we had communities in that kingdom before it was ever considered Germany. Jews were in Berlin 1,800 years ago. We have writings from Berlin, Jews in Berlin. Actual archaeological evidence. It's crazy if you think about the Jewish influence in the world throughout the ages. So, like, the Jews who were living in Berlin during the time of Jesus, right? Let's be real. Do you think they even knew who Jesus was? But somehow those Jews are like responsible for his death. They probably never even heard of the name Jesus for 1,000 years later. It didn't even hit them. They didn't even know about it.
Well, maybe
it was only told to them through some like northern invasion of Rome to the northern European lands and submitting their nations and telling them this story. I mean, talk about a green pill. I'm at least not saying that he didn't exist. I'm just saying, like, how could you make a religion based on persecuting all Jews? And
I'm quite certain
they call it a deicidal curse.
Just gave him there. I'm certain that will be great. But I do love Adam.
I can't see the screen either. I only have like an extreme close-up image of the screen. I don't know if that's on your end or
that might be I don't know why that would be. Let me try this. Did that fix it?
No. It's okay, it doesn't matter.
Okay. But anyway, I didn't even plan on getting into that discussion. I just know it's something that's bandied
I
about.
hate this stuff. It's just so stupid. It's like satanic to me. This is real satanic bullshit to me. This is the tricks of Satan.
Well, I mean,
all these stupid boys who want to talk like this.
I don't know. Anyway,
this is like stupid goy. I want to hear like smart goy. Like I want a goy to talk about something about a contribution. Like I don't care anymore. I honestly, I'm so ad nauseum about Jesus's death. I don't fucking care anymore.
I know.
Pass him. Insulgator sent
Ask him,
$1
who
on
the
Rumble.
fuck is
Ask him
Barnabas?
if he would have chosen Barnabas.
It's Barabbas.
Who the fuck is
It's Barabbas.
Barnabas?
Barabbas, no.
Would you choose Barnabas?
Barabbas, no.
Ooh,
That's one of my
such a
meme
dumb
quotes,
goy
by the way.
question.
Barabbas, no.
Calls him Barnabas and his name is Barabbas. You fucking dumb goy. His name is Barabbas, and you literally wrote Barnabas.
It might have auto corrected, right? Okay.
No, you're
No,
like
it could have
gobbling the
auto-corrected.
food on this dumb goy
No,
right here.
It could have auto corrected. You don't know. For
No,
sure.
he's just being a dumb goy. He thought his name was Barnabas. It was Barnabas and Clayton. It was Barnaby and Clayton. They was the real Jews trying to save Jesus.
It was actually
Oh my
Barabbas.
God, I'm like so over it. I'm so over it, dude. I'm so over it. Jews win. Like, I don't care. I don't need to prove to the loser that I'm like actually the Jew. Like, W.
Would you go? By the way, I've seen some reports of is it the? Let me double check here. I've seen it in person. I think it's the.
I was gonna talk
Arch of
about other
Titus.
things.
Well,
you know,
we
like
could. But you
I was
mentioned the
gonna
Vatican.
do like a recap of like Adam King's greatest moments on the
Well, we
Killstream.
can
I was
still
gonna
do
talk
that.
about. I wanted to talk to you about clavicular and his comments about Gavin Newsom and like. Are you down for that type of stuff?
I'm down for that. Just let me do a little.
Like, where do people
you
think?
brought up
I
the
have
Vatican.
ideas I want to talk
Sure,
about, but if you
I'm
just
not.
want to, if you
Listen,
guys just want to
hey,
talk about
you
Jesus,
started it, and you kind of wove into that there, actually, with how you.
hey, I'm not running from the conversation. I'm just saying you're wasting my time. I'm gonna waste my time with you guys. But if that's what you want to do, you want to waste my time.
I
We
just
can
want to
talk
ask
about
you,
Jesus and this
since
stupid
you,
shit.
well,
From now on, I think I'll call it Jesus and the stupid shit.
Again,
Yeah, hey, you want to talk about Jesus and the stupid shit? Okay, I'll only give 1 hour for that.
Okay,
Go
now
on.
you mentioned the
We
Vatican.
could talk about so many cool things.
We'll go to that. Give me a second.
Yo, Ethan, can I goat really quick? I want to goat. You want to hear a goat? I want to tell you my fucking year in recap, 2025.
If you'll let me go to this next section after, then yeah.
Is it about Jesus? I don't even want to go. I just want to say, like,
it's about the Vatican.
There's so many better things to do than talk about did the Jews kill Jesus?
No, it's not that. We've already addressed that. Would you go to the Vatican, A, and then B, have you seen some stuff, or is this just, made up propaganda?
I would go to the Vatican to do one thing.
Say it.
To get my shit back.
They probably won't allow that, but I have seen pictures. There's
if I got invited to the Vatican, I'd go. If the Pope wanted to meet me, I'd go. Okay. Like other than that, I'm not going to like look at pictures of my conquest on walls.
So there are some pictures I've seen of people, the Arch of Titus, and you might be familiar with Titus. He did the whole Rome thing. The first one. Hold on, I'll let this go.
Insulgator sent $1 on Rumble.
I really wanted to talk
would you
about
have chosen
that.
Barabbas? If we don't answer, then Rabbi Sharai would have chosen a rapist over a man that supposedly never heard a fly.
We can't put him in that
white
position.
People, this is like such a white person question. I gotta tell you, white people, you're like one step above, at the bottom, not the top. Like these type of logic, it's like the Vincent James question. You guys always live in the hypothetical. I was talking to Neen Amalek about it. He's so right on. He was the one who illuminated me to this white boy trend. And it's like this dumb thing about like saying like
I don't answer
hypotheticals.
$2 on Rumble.
I don't answer hypotheticals.
I
don't answer hypotheticals myself.
Anyways, $2. This poor guy can said $2. So this is the white boy logic. It's like, would you rather do this or that? And they're both like stupid things that like nobody thinks of. Like, would you rather, like, I saw this Family Guy episode. They're all in the car, right? And Peter Griffin says, would you rather get surgery from a woman or get touched by like something else? And they're like, what kind of surgery? And then no, and then they all agree to do the gay thing because they don't want to do surgery, get surgery
James
from a
Gardner
woman.
Sent $10
and I'm like, this
Rumble.
is the same type
Let
of
Ethan
logic.
waste your
This
time.
is like a very white boy logic. It's like it's like, would you rather
don't answer hypothetical questions.
Catholicism or Islam?
As a rule, I don't answer them.
Watchman
Here's
4, you sent
$1.
$1
So
on
we
Rumble.
just got a 10
Please
before
remember,
that.
let his blood be
Is it
upon
part
us
of
and
this?
children's
Look,
children
is
at the
it part
trial
of
of Jesus. They
You're
call a
the
curse on
best
themselves
heel
and
on the
demanded
show,
his
I have to say,
crucifixion
to
and
use
to
a
allow a
wrestling
murderous
term.
pedo Jew be set free.
Yeah, all right. Look,
$1.
we got 10 before that, and he said,
This
"Let
guy
Ethan."
is saying that I'm like the
he said-
measly Jew
he
over
said-
money,
he
and
said-
he's like holding his shekels.
He said,
$1
He
to
said,
say
"Let
some
Ethan
stupid
waste
thing.
your time." James Gardner, personal friend of mine, and he said 10. So now let me ask you just about the Arch of Titus. Just because I saw this, it just popped in my mind when you said Vatican. I've been to the Arch of Titus. I've been all over Rome, and the Vatican itself, and the Pantheon, all that stuff. Which is awesome and amazing, by the way. The Pantheon's in a way cooler than the Vatican, and the structural when you look up at the dome. Anyway, been to Florence as well, but I've seen pictures. I don't know if this is true or not. This could be propaganda, but of Jewish individuals going over there and like, I don't know if they actually put graffiti on the arch or they're like flipping off the arch itself or this or that. By the way, your mic cut off again.
$1 on Rumble.
And then I want to move
Jew
on to
tears
some other stuff
intensify.
because I actually didn't plan on it. This is not.
Yeah, I said you guys are like people get like white people are so victimized by it. You're like I would spit on it. If I went to the Arch of Titus, I'd spit on it. I'd flip it off. I'd piss on it. I would piss on it if no one was looking. I'd piss on the Arch of Titus. I would, Nick Fuentes. I know he was like, and they gave the middle finger to the Arch of Titus. Oh. It's like you're sniveling victim. Like it is a depiction of the conquest of my people and the destruction of my culture. And you're like upset that somebody flipped it off and you're playing victim card.
It's historical.
Like you guys are retarded. I'd piss on it just because you're such a victim. They edgelord so hard. They're like Amaru Fooled wears the put them in the baking cookies in the oven shirt for like Holocaust Remembrance Day or something like that. And I'm supposed to like play nice with the people, and I can't call them out. Like it's so retarded. It's so beta and weak, and they are such petty victims. You can't flip off the Arch of Titus. I don't go to Rome. I went to Rome one time when I had payas. Actually, I used to have side curls. You know, the long side curls. And I had a situation happen with the police in an airport where they like out of the blue just like I shit you not, true story. I went to Rome. I was in the airport, leaving the airport, and I got harassed by police. Just approached, and they like literally started making fun of me.
What's you doing there, Rabbi?
They literally were doing the paya thing, flicking my payas and everything. I went straight to the ticket booth and I bought a plane ticket and I said, "Fuck Rome! I'm never going back to this shithole country again."
What you up to, rabbis? Is that literally
they
what
like crushed my nation? Like I'm supposed to like go venerate the Arch of Titus? What?
Okay.
I was like, if I step out of the airport in Rome, like they're gonna kidnap me or some shit. Like some bad thing is gonna happen to me if I get out of this airport. And I went to Ukraine instead.
I love my visit to Rome. Was on the bucket list. Also Florence. I will say they've let the immigrants kind of run wild. There.
I probably will go back to Florence, but only through Switzerland.
Florence is awesome
because I have a friend in Florence that's very special.
I only had it was not even a full day in Florence, but I had to go see a few different things.
If you are ever in Florence, I have the
see,
hookup for Florence.
Really,
the ultimate plug of Florence. Absolutely.
The Duomo,
my boy.
I believe is what it's called. Have some great pictures there.
But I would come down through like Lake Como and I would start in like Lugano. I'd come into like Geneva, I'd drive to Lugano and then drive down.
Have you been to Madrid?
But I have no plan to go to Rome unless they're like gonna like empty the Vatican and it's like the greatest civil rights thing that ever happens. Then I have no business there.
Have you been to Madrid?
I went through Madrid. It was nice. I didn't spend enough time there.
Well, what about this? Didn't actually play the.
My favorite city in Europe is probably Vienna.
You shit on white men, but Israel only exists because of us. So bow to your white god, little Jew boy.
No, Israel exists because of God. You fucking heathen heretic. God has created this world, and He has determined that He wants the Jews to return to His land, and only God determines what happens in that land. You faithless piece of shit. Anyways, go spend another $1 at me, you fucking loser. No. It's like half your allowance from your mother.
Now, okay, we went through a travel log there. We talked about
white
Rome a little bit.
victimhood. I swear, they're crazy. They're crazy.
Now, what has been your favorite moment of 2025? You wanted to do a little recap. I'm gonna step away here in a second. I could just.
This is my year. This is the year of the beginning of my ascension, without a doubt. Everything. I'm going into 2026. Like everything is like done. Everything is set up. Everything is ready to go. Everything is powerhouse. Fucking champion multi-industry. I have my main business. My main business hit the biggest accomplishments in 9 years. My actual job and company that I'm the owner of in that venture.
All right.
Then I have two side hustles.
$5 let me. Adam, being a Jew, I assume you are pretty money savvy. Why is silver over $70? And is it going to go higher?
We'll let you
That's
answer.
a good question. That's a question that is the right type of question to ask somebody like me. Here.
He's very religious
Thank
too,
you.
by the way.
Thank you for proving that there's intelligence in the Killstream audience. Let me tell you about silver, guys.
See, I knew finish this. He's gonna break off into it. Go ahead.
All right, real Torah logic. Okay, on silver.
I knew you. Okay, go ahead.
The Torah gives a recipe for Jews on how to divide our income. We're supposed to take immediately from it 10% and give it to charity. Then we're supposed to take 30% and we're supposed to buy silver. Then we're supposed to take 30%. That's the most important one, is buying silver. And then we're supposed to take the next 30% and we're supposed to invest in real estate. And then the next 30%, that's your loose change. That's the cash on hand for opportunities, for your livelihood, for all that stuff. That's how you divide your life. 3 things: silver, land, and
I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad plan, actually. Now that I sit and think about
it, looks like it's working for us.
All right.
You could be rich too, and Jews, we want to be your friend.
No, but why is it what's going on with the market though? Why is it shot up? Have you guys been hoarding it? Is that why?
I don't know. Some dumb goy is probably in charge again. I hate it when Jews lose control over the empire.
He said, my mom gave me this. James Gardner
sent $1 on Rumble. My mom gave me this.
Thank you, James. Now,
don't waste it on me. If your mom gave you only that,
it's going to me. It's not going to him, to be clear. But now, finish with your 2025 recap. You said 2026 is on deck. You're ready to kill it. We got to talk about the trip.
So check it. So then I have 2.
If we're going to do it.
I have my main business, right? I don't want to get into it because I want anonymity there.
Sure.
But I had so many accomplishments this year. It involved patents. It involved like unbelievable amounts of American industry that I own, that I employ. You should see how much I pay my employees. Okay. Like when I got done with the year and I saw how much my chief engineer made, I was like, fuck, dude, I'm a boss. I'm a fucking mega boss. Just on the people that like worked for him. He had such a great year by me this year. Unbelievable. But this isn't the year of my raking in. Next year, 2026 is the collection of all the labor. The labor's done. 2025, my main business hit its all-time peak in the 9 years I've been operating it. Since I left I was a diplomat, and then I ran a global Jewish medical foreign aid project for a while. And then it was like massive. We did like the Haiti disaster, the Nepal disaster, the field hospital in Syria. It was like super next level shit. And some of the most righteous work I ever did. But then I think also like me showing up for these conversations is also some of the most righteous work I've ever done. But it was different. So I started my company in 2016 and I invested a lot into my company. You know, I finally did an accounting of $978,000. And I was like, holy shit, man. At least I got here for under $1 million, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel, folks. But just to give you scope on what real accomplishment in this world is. And I'm so grateful to God that he imbued me with enough perseverance to get to where I am right now. On top of that, 2025, I had 2 other side hustles. They both blew up. They are no longer side hustles. They are full-blown bona fide companies. I don't want to get into them, but like amazing 2025. 2025, I took over 200 million views on the internet.
Great.
Just on Awesome Jew. Just on these podcasts on Awesome Jew.
Now
that's not including the people that clip me. That's not including, I find videos of myself on the internet all the time. They have like 4 million views. There's something about the red heifer. Another accomplishment. We did the red heifer. In the face of everyone, even, do you remember before we did the red heifer, how much freak out? And who did the red heifer on Earth, folks? Adam King and company did the fucking red heifer in your faces. I didn't even think about that accomplishment 2025. Another accomplishment 2025. Best-selling book on Amazon. Boom! I wrote it. I started it this year. It was an amazing story. You want to hear the story of why I wrote this book?
Yeah, I would. Why not? And then wait. Before you tell me, let me ask you this, because people in chat were asking.
I can't see the chat. I'm gonna log out and log back in so I can see.
No,
the
wait.
chat.
Let me ask you this one question first.
Yeah, and then I will.
Yeah, and then you will. So they said your chief engineer. They speculated. You might be surprised by my answer if you say one thing. They speculated that your chief engineer was Jewish.
My chief engineer is not. He's
really?
A Gentile.
Really?
My patent attorney is best patent attorney I ever had in my life. I've had Jewish patent attorneys. I met I'm not going to give his name because I don't want any. I know these people are fucking psychos. Not only is he a goy, his initials are JC.
Okay, well, I was gonna say, even if it was
best patent attorney I ever had in my life.
That's the meme in the chat, the joke. But actually, one of the ways, Jews keep the wealth in their communities by hiring each other and keeping businesses.
Don't hire nepotism. I hire excellence.
Well, no, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's always like that, but it's not necessarily a negative. I mean, some people hear that and they automatically think negative. They're hiring each other.
That guy who goes around in the
it could be followed by other people.
Can I get you for the podcast? You look like a billionaire. We do this thing. What kind of advice could you give to the future generations if you want to get rich? If he hit me up, I'd be like, hire excellence. Don't hire nepotism. Never hire your friends. Never, ever hire your family.
Never do that for damn sure.
Just excellence. Unless your family is the excellence, then I understand it. But be real to the excellence. And great employees will take you there. All right. I actually had this other Jewish engineer that worked for me for a while. I've had 8 engineers total that have worked for me. And this engineer was my first engineer, and I ended up rehiring him again years later. He took a big job with Northrop, and I was able to get him back out of Northrop, which was a big win for me. Yeah, he's they're great. Honestly, like I was talking to this girl because I got over my ex-wife this year too. So like I started dating again and like getting out there and all that stuff. And I was talking to this girl and like I was telling her about, my life. She's like, "What do you do?" And I was like, "I work." And she's like, "What do you mean?" "I'm either working or podcasting. I don't have time for anything else." And it really is true. I was like, really, like I dug it in. And like this year, I fucking worked so hard on every single front on media. I took every interview. One of the greatest life experiences I ever had in my life, Ethan, I had on your show. Life experiences. When I go to God, this is one of the things I'll be talking about. And it was that conversation with David Duke. It was for Jews.
I need to hit up Dr.
He's the boogeyman of the Jews, man. Every Jew on earth knows who David Duke is. You know what's funny? Barely any white people know who David Duke is.
Well, I won't say that.
White people who don't like Jews or who are like, a lot of white people do.
Younger folks might not, but when I was a kid, David Duke was known nationwide. Like, I mean, like,
I swear. Listen, I go up to my white friends all the time. I'm like, I debated David Duke, and they're like, "Who's he?" And I'm like, "Are you serious?" You ask any black person, you ask any Jewish person, he was the boogeyman of our childhood. And it was such a personal accomplishment to be able to have that conversation. It was almost surreal that it even took place. I'm very grateful to you. I will always be very grateful to you for facilitating that conversation. I feel it was really transcendental and illuminating. And
it was scheduled for, I believe, either 30 or 60 minutes. And
no, 36 minutes. It was 36 supposed minutes. To be 3 minutes him, 3 minutes me, no crosstalk.
Dr. Duke got so fired up that it ended up being like 3 hours long, if I recall correctly.
He wouldn't let me go.
Dude, it was actually...
Do you remember when he was screaming, "Shut the fuck up, Adam, shut the fuck up"?
It was awesome.
That was one of the highlights of my life when he was screaming that. I didn't even clip that. I didn't even clip it.
I have to hit him back up and get him.
Yo, I want to tell you about another accomplishment that I had. I developed a new AI for me only. I'm not sharing it. I'm not selling it with the whole world. It basically incorporates 7 AIs and it completely automates my video production. I am so grateful to God for my newest invention. And it's unbelievable. It basically, through a system of processes, it takes every single piece of content that I've ever made. This is my plan for 2026. It takes every piece of content that I ever made, hundreds and hundreds of hours worth of content. It transcribes them all, and then it scans the entire thing for like common themes, arching themes, and then I get this printout. And the printout has everything I ever said on camera and everything my guests have ever said, and it separates them.
If I turn this on Gemini right here, it'll start transcribing. I wish I would have now.
And then we'll listen to this. So then I take that transcription and then I say, let's say I say, "Hey everybody, Adam King here. I just want you to know that I'll be streaming at 6 o'clock, right?" So it'll take every episode that I ever said anything. So for one episode, it's, "Hey, Adam," and then it'll transfer to a new episode in the clip. "King here. I just want you," and then it'll go to a different episode. And the video it'll be one long congruent sentence with multiple videos, and the machine does it automatically. The AI does it automatically. So I'm gonna drop like the hottest content ever in 26. I'm so excited about 26.
I have to sign up. I got to start doing clips and shit. I do some here and there, but they have AI that can actually go through and fucking just clip your own shit.
You need the best moments. You got a lot here. Hold on. Let me drop and get back in so I can get with
Go ahead, and then I'll let you give a sermon on, maybe I shouldn't call it a sermon on the mouth. It might be blasphemous. But powerchat.live/the Ralph Retort, Rumble Rants, $ Sunset Squad. Can we hit the goal? We'll see. It's a long show. We're about a quarter of the way there. We have plenty of time left. And I'm going to step away for like 3 to 5 minutes, if that's okay with you. But I wanted to open up the floor. Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, just as your...
but I was going to give you an opportunity. I don't think you guys really like converts too much, really. Or do you? Or you not? How does that...
First,
they don't do proselytizing.
Can you put the video? Is there a video, or is this as good as it gets?
No,
I don't even have your video. There you go.
You guys don't really do proselytizing.
No, we're non-proselytizing. We don't encourage conversion.
Right.
Conversion is accepted up until the age of the Messiah.
Now, okay, well, just for a few minutes, make the case for Jews.
But I do think everybody should only eat kosher food. Like, if you really knew what you were eating, I'm telling you, like, Soylent Green is people, bro. Well, like, if you keep kosher and it's certified kosher, you're safe.
I'm trying to give some type of thematic, so I can step away for a few minutes because I got to jump outside real quick. I'll be right back, and then we'll talk about the trip, possible trip. I actually had an idea. I know that you probably will shoot it down, but wouldn't it be funny if Tazaryak somehow got involved with the trip? I already see him shaking his head. I knew it.
Absolutely.
Somebody said he might get treated the wrong way over there in Israel.
This guy needs to come to the wise sage and say, "Will you please teach me Hebrew?" And I will gladly say yes.
If he does that, can he go on the trip?
He needs to start learning Torah. He's ignorant. He only knows how to attack Jews and make himself look like a Jew. He doesn't know the scriptures.
You got to admit
and he needs to start performing. If he thinks he's a Jew,
the real
I said
Jew?
this to him.
That was a
if he thinks he's a Jew, he needs to start performing the mitzvahs, and the entire world is contingent on that. And if he doesn't do it, he's a bad Jew.
All right, we'll talk about the possible trip that you pitched to me a while back, if that's still going to happen. But first, tell Chad, not all Chad, some Chads are enjoyers, I think, but why, I guess, counter their misconceptions about Jews, however way you wish. And there may be a super chat or two pop in, may not while I'm gone, but does that sound like a good theme for like 3 to 5 minutes?
Yeah, you want me to pontificate to them?
Yes.
All right. So put it this way. If we wanted to destroy you, we would have already done it. Let's start there. Now, we don't want to destroy you, because if we destroy you, first of all, nobody's going to prosper. Destruction does not create abundance. Peace creates abundance. And so peace does not mean the absence of us, Jews. It means the coexistence between Jew and Gentile. And that creates tremendous abundance in the world, which we all want. We all want like private houses, like Tartarian houses. You know, we want to be rich. We don't want to be poor. Hey, do you want to live in a trailer park, or do you want to live in a Tartarian stone castle? Well, Christ the King, Barnabas, I want to be in the trailer park. I would never touch a Jewish castle. I'm like, yo, get with the program. Like, Jews can transform your whole life, actually. And you should allow the Jews to transform your whole life. We create unbelievable abundance wherever we go. We create opportunity wherever we go. The people who associate with us succeed in everything they do. I can't even tell you like how many people succeed because of my blessing. Like, people in my life are really put to a very high level. Sometimes my friends, they'll get hired in like the most grand positions, like in the administration and stuff like that, or in government. Or people that I know, or people that I have a personal relationship with, they elevate because there's a blessing that I have. I didn't choose it. It chose me. It's here. It's real. You can hate it and fight it and be cursed, or you can embrace it, love it, and be blessed. But yes, I am like a unicorn amongst horses. I am real, and I have magical powers. I don't want to make it sound like witchcraft, because I know you guys are freaked out about everything under the sun. And you don't even know the names of the demons or the angels, but somehow they're all going to save you, or they're all going to persecute you. You guys are so ignorant about the Bible, honestly. Like, all the Jews want to do is teach the Bible to the world. We're not even allowed to Bible study groups. It always has to be about one thing. Now, I don't even want to do religion, but put it this way. Why are the Jews benevolent? Where is the proof in the world of the Jewish benevolence? Okay, let's start there. So, the Gaza war broke out, and underneath the city of Gaza was the battlefield. So how do you attack the enemy if they're underground? Just be real with yourself, folks. They pop out of holes in the ground, and you're in an urban warfare. So 58,000 people have died in Israel, and that's called a genocide. But over 1 million people, white people, have died in Ukraine, and that's not a genocide.
Insulgator sent $1 on Rumble. It must hurt to know that God made you as the one thing mankind can live without. So much so that you have to try and sell it to us. Pathetic. The white man was doing just fine before you came along.
The white man didn't exist before me. I'm older than the white man. Much older than the white man. So, basically, it's like this. The entire substructure. Judaism is such a blessing to the world. And people don't even know. Like, I would love for you guys to just go white off and do your white thing. I don't care. But the fact that your identity is white and not some cultural identifier, like, is devoid of nationalism. There is no nationalism in color. There is nationalism in French, German, Austrian. Those are white nationalisms. If you're you're doing things to white men is so stupid. There's so many white countries that Jews have nothing to do with and really never had anything, like Norway, Sweden. Do you know there's a Jewish Viking saga from the 13th century? I have it. It's in Icelandic, and I don't know the language, but I bought the book from my library. It was like the farthest that a Jew was ever traveled in the north, and he was treated very well by the Vikings.
Love saw 4-letter word sent $10 on Rumble. My Iranian boss owes me money for work I did for her second business. How do I get the Iranian boss to pay me for my labor? It's been over 6 months since I gave my labor to help her earn.
It's called small claims court. And you go to small claims court and you file a small claim. You're allowed to do up to 2 small claims a year, depending on your state. But you go to small claims court and you put a judgment on her. And then with that judgment, the bank is required to pay you for money from her account. Aren't Jews just so lovely? Like, look what I just did for you. I'm going to get you paid. I'm going to get you paid.
Yeah, but you have to enforce it yourself, the state.
No, you got to go file you could do it with ChatGPT. I actually did a small claim suit this year. One of my great accomplishments in 2025 is I represented myself in court.
I've done that many times. And I have a winning record, a very good record, actually.
Yo, it was a serious flex, bro. I was seriously flexed. And I have a great attorney.
I'm shocked.
I just have a lot of experience, legal experience in business. You learn a lot about the law through business, and politics. I was a diplomat. I ran for Congress. I've been involved in every level of government. I have people who I'm very close with who are elected officials right now. So
what did I miss from the I won't say sermon, but the presentation? I know I said I wouldn't smoke in here, one cigarette.
Basically, I don't even remember what I was saying. I was just getting to this point where I was saying, like,
I didn't want to cut
the subject was about Jewish benevolence, and please, nobody, just let me get through this point before you throw in another dollar to say something. So, like, we fought this war in Gaza. I was saying, and
would you really call that a war? Sorry,
we were attacked.
Go ahead.
Not only were we attacked first on October 7th, but then after we responded, then we were attacked by 7 countries. We didn't attack them first. They also attacked us first. And then in those 7 countries, all of the enemies fell. Talk about the accomplishments of 2025. Talk about Jewish accomplishments. This was messianic. This was like the stories from the Bible that took place over this year. That in like a 6-month period, the entire Middle East had regime change. And now the Iranians, they're like protesting in the streets. They're about to topple the government in Iran. There's going to be a brand new government in Iran very soon.
Just out of nowhere.
There's going to be no more problems in the West. The balance of power is so hardcore. And I know what the Qatar thing is all about. Qatar has switched sides, or they're attempting to. That's what the Tucker Carlson thing, all that. They're trying to give Qatar a place in the West, so that Qatar can feel safe moving away from Iran because Iran is falling. And Qatar is really in a vulnerable space. So I understand where we're at in the world. And this is such a good thing. It's good for the West. It's good for getting the Muslims out of Europe. If you want Europe to be European again, then the Jews are not the occupiers. The Jews are not controlling the occupiers. The occupiers have multi-trillion-dollar a year cash funds. They own the banks because of their oil wealth, 100 years of oil wealth. Qatar, Saudi Arabia. I met not Mohammed bin Salman, I actually respect, but the previous king, Abdul Aziz, I met his second son once. I got to party with him. I used to have, when I had payas and a beard even, I was religious, and at the time he owned like a 7% stake in Wells Fargo. And I got to ask him about Wells Fargo and like their investments and stuff like that. And he was one of the only, he was the second son of the king. And then they were deposed for Mohammed bin Salman's father, which was his brother. And so, but he still owned at the time 7% of Wells Fargo.
Qatar's a U.S.
And
protectorate, though.
That's Saudi Arabia. That's not even Qatar. Qatar has
So is
stupid
Saudi
money.
Arabia, but Saudi Arabia is de facto allied with Israel anyway. But
Saudi Arabia is also transforming in a rapid way. They have now the coolest raves. Women don't go in hijab. They do raves in the desert near ancient ruins in Saudi Arabia. We are seeing a birth of Arabian culture like we haven't seen in thousands of years. It's a renaissance for Arabia, not for Islam, for Arabs. And this is important. There's white people who are out to lunch and they think that everybody's about to kill Israel and everybody wants to kill Israel. And then Somaliland makes peace with Israel. I just saw a video today of this white Ashkenazi Jew walking through Somaliland with an Israeli flag on his back like a cape, and everybody applauding him, thanking him, shaking his hand. He's just some random Jew. That is half the country of Somalia. The rest of the Somalians are in Minnesota. We are winning. We are winning on every metric. We are about to liberate Europe again, but now from Muslims. We are about to save the world, and people are black-pilled because the Jews are the saviors and they just don't want to believe it. We are doing the world so many services. Not only that, we're a nuclear power. We have 400 nuclear missiles on ICBMs we also have an amazing space program in Israel, like a first world space program. So basically any ICBM can be launched into full orbit. That means it could strike anywhere on Earth. Israel is one of the most military capable powers in the entire world, with the same benefit and right as mutually assured destruction. North Korea, why do we not disarm North Korea?
Because they have nukes. That's why Iran would want nukes. This is the whole point. You'd be a fool not to want a nuclear weapon.
And I hear dumb people actually say, oh, we should give Iran nukes to balance the power. These are the dumbest people. They should be laughed out of society. They should not have a voice. Their opinion does not matter.
I never said give it to them, but they'd be fools not to be trying to acquire a nuclear weapon.
Let me explain to the world something else. Okay? I want the world to understand this very clearly. I'm looking at you, world. Israel has many more weapons than just nukes. And I mean weapons of mass destruction. Many, many, many more. Technologies the world has never even seen before. Space lasers are absolutely real. Now, knowing that, when Israel was attacked by 7 of its enemies, including Iran, Israel, precision-like strike, took out every single one of those enemies with the minimal casual damage and used rudimentary objects like pagers and walkie-talkies and long-game strategic weaponry deployed in the field of battle for the most unbelievable win you could possibly imagine, without even going to war, bringing about regime change. Like,
why did they
7
need the
assassinations
US
at once
to
almost.
do the B-2 bomber thing, the stealth bomber?
So, and then the one thing that Israel did need help with, Israel is like, we don't have the capacity to do this from the air because it's so deep in the ground. We will go on the ground, and it'll be an invasion into Iran, and we're prepared to do that. Or you could do this bomb, and we're going to clear the way for you. And you, America, we're going to give you all the credit. We're going to take no credit. You get the credit of dismantling the Iranian nuclear regime. And Israel took out every air defense system. Israel did all the reconnaissance missions. It was a perfect, riskless flight, considering how many wars we've fought in my own lifetime. That was the most riskless operation America's ever done in the history of American wars, and got all the credit and denuclearized Iran and sent them to the Stone Ages, killed all their nuclear scientists with strategic strikes, assassinations. We assassinated the head of Hamas in Qatar under the blessing of Qatar. It's over.
They tricked Afghans inside. Well, apparently tricked them inside.
Secretly, the vice president of Iran was a Mossad agent.
But
that came out, and he had to flee. But I don't think he was a vice president. He was a
ground
super high
invasion
level
by Israel into Iran. I think that would probably be
So that's what I'm saying. We
Uh,
defeated our enemies without using
mistake, pretty
serious
sure.
weaponry. We are very benevolent.
Oh, he cut out there for a sec.
We have a right to
Wait a
fight
sec.
them if they're gonna fight us.
All right, no.
Insulgator sent $1
There was another one
on
before
Rumble.
that, and I turned it
Adam
back
would
on.
crucify
I
Miss
wouldn't
Rachel.
crucify
That's
Miss
the kind
Rachel.
of
I would
people
just
we're
send
dealing
her
with
to
here.
Gaza in that child's outfit, and some cosplay is gonna try to like rape. She'd be raped in the streets in Gaza
No,
in
wait,
10
come
seconds.
on. Did she really even do anything that bad? Like, seriously, how was she up for anti-Semite of the year? Like, she had a
Because it
from
was
what
a
I saw-
liberal thing, dude. It was liberal Jews that put that thing together. I didn't even know who Miss Rachel was.
I
But
mean,
she's
I'd
a dumb
heard
bitch.
that-
I don't want her teaching my kids.
Well, I mean, you don't have to.
I
have
let her
do
go to
it.
Gaza. Let her go to Gaza. Let her go to a Muslim
It wasn't
place
just like,
and
oh,
let
well,
her-
I hate
let
to
her-
see these
let her
Palestinian
have
kids
a
get killed.
let her have the most righteous. Like, it's like, imagine if Pee Wee Herman was like, "No, we must take Tibet." You're like, "What the fuck, dude? You're Pee Wee Herman. Shut the fuck up."
That's not what she said, though. I don't know. I'd have to pull up the clip. She had a little Palestinian
Whatever.
girl.
She's a dumb bitch. She does like a lot of Palestinian content on her page. I saw it. I didn't even know who she was until this. And then I was like, "Whoa, that's crazy."
All right, there's
Love a soft four-letter word sent $2 on Rumble. Why do you try to make me burn my copycat non-kosher TGIF potato skins?
I don't know. I don't get that one, but
What's wrong with potato skins?
I'm not sure.
Potato skins are kosher.
I did see they sent in another one when I turned it down for a sec. Will you do a 1-round boxing match with Handsome Truth for 25,000 shekels to your favorite charity? I don't know what that is in USD.
Are you fucking stupid? Are you fucking stupid? No, I'm busy. Did you hear about my 2025? Would I go fight a stranger so that my charity could get 25,000 shekels? Are you fucking retarded? Would you do that? Is that a white thing? Do white people do that? Is that like something that's why you're poor, because you do stuff like that. That's a poor man's thing to do. You're going to stay poor. Is that what you want? You want poor grandchildren? Is that what you want? Because it seems like that's what you want, you fucking retard. Keep it up.
Now, if you wanted to finish that part there, I was gonna talk about your proposal.
Is that Barnabas again? That motherfucker. Just kidding.
No, that was.
I can't believe he said Barnabas and not Barabbas.
It could have been autocorrect.
No, dude. No. He pressed enter. That's at least Kofi.
Now, I was trying to think. Oh, you said you wanted to talk about clavicular before we go into your proposal to take.
Well, I want to talk about why they feel it's okay to put. Like, I'm not even down for JD Vance. I'll be honest with you. I've been saying over and over again that this guy does not have what it takes to win. And not only that, he's making the wrong associations, the wrong moves. It's like Tucker Carlson seems to be able to control JD Vance, and it should be the other way around. Like, the vice president is more powerful than the media personality. But somehow, and so I've had this weird relationship with JD Vance. But then I saw the Fuentes clavicular stuff. Like, they're going to vote on Newsom because he's handsome to them. I'm like, first of all, that's very gay. Second of all, like, that's why women vote for Newsom also. And then third of all, like, that is their plan. Their whole plan is to try to lame duck President Trump and right-wing based males and make them cuck with their looks maxing and their soy bullshit, whatever this is. It's so soy. And then, like, on Michael Knowles too. And Michael Knowles also gave him a very underhanded response. You know, it was an underhand pitched response. He was, for some reason, he was being polite to an answer like that. And Michael Knowles is supposed to be like one of the main right-wing contributors, you know, but like, that was a very kind of like, I will take you seriously still because someone told me to take you seriously. And I have to. And that's why you're on my show, Clavicular, who like 3 months ago, nobody ever knew until he appeared with Nick Fuentes on that show. And they basically like sits there and talks about Nick Fuentes' beauty regime. And Nick's like, but I have nice hair. I have nice hair. And I'm like, you guys are supposed, like, all the based white males are like, those are our leaders. And they're like, with their pom-poms, you look so good with your looks. Oh, the chisel bone smashing. Oh, if you just do this, you pat your rouge. Fuentes, if you just pat your rouge like this, and then if you look good, nobody is going to kill you, Charlie Kirk.
I
You are
saw.
ugly.
I did see that.
I'm
I
like,
saw,
oh
I
my
haven't seen the
god, these
Fuentes
people
clip
are
again yet.
so fucking. Like, I hope this guy gets arrested for like, did he kill that guy?
No, I don't
Like, if
think
anyone
so.
else in America
I'm not
did
even
that,
sure.
they'd be in jail right now.
I'm not even sure
I just
what
want to say
happened
for the
there.
record.
I'm not sure how badly that guy got hurt. It happened on Christmas Eve into Christmas morning. And it's like the last story we covered on a really long stream. I've seen some conspiracy
Why do
theories
you
that
think-
maybe it was.
why do you
I don't
think
know.
that
I don't know
there's-
what happened there.
Why do you think so much attention is being given to that type of content?
Well, again, I've seen some posts where they think maybe there was something not on the up and up with that. I don't know. Apparently, police came, so I'm
Like
assuming.
psyop?
No, that maybe it was like.
We just assume on the
planned
right that every
content,
single
I guess you
person
could
on the
say.
right.
I'm not saying
right.
that it was. I've just seen that on Twitter. But as far as I know, police did show up. We saw that. So I don't know how badly the guy got hurt because I haven't.
They're
really
like,
followed.
everybody's like, you don't understand Generation Z's. You're gonna lose because you don't understand Generation Z's. And I'm like, what's Generation Z? And I look at Clavicular. He's not old enough to vote. He's not. He's only 20. He can't vote in this country. And not only that, his first vote ever would be for a Newsom presidency. He all just but endorsed the worst my governor, Newsom, who, like, I lived in Beverly Hills on Beverly Drive. Like, that was where I lived. I lived in the most opulent, rich, awesome, like, place ever. I was a walk from my house to Rodeo Drive. I left because homelessness took over my city. COVID destroyed every retail business on my street, on Beverly Drive, the street that I lived on. They ruined my life. Then they filled it with homelessness. And then black people went around stealing from everybody on camera, and none of them were arrested for like almost an entire year in Beverly Hills. They'd like pull a gun and somebody in broad daylight, give me your Rolex.
Love saw 4-letter word sent $5 on Rumble. Excuse me, sir, dumb guy here.
Oh,
Will you do a
this is
one-round
so-
boxing match with Handsome Truth
Here
for
he is
$1
again.
million US to the Jewish charity of your choice?
I would never do anything that's stupid for charity, you fucking retard. Why do you want to give me $1 million? Put it in escrow, you fucking poor man. You don't have $1 million. So shut the fuck up with your dumb questions while I'm talking.
To be honest, I wouldn't do it for
Fucking
charity.
retard.
but
Why? So this is what I'm saying. So Newsom destroyed California, utterly destroyed California. The fact he's even the contender is up for debate. But Clavicular just endorsed him over our vice president. And then he's like, but I support Donald Trump. I'm like, you've never voted before. Why are grown men taking this shit seriously?
I mean, I don't. I've never spoken with Clavicular. I just heard the name maybe a month ago, a few weeks ago, and then I've seen some of his stuff since then. The Knowles thing and the whatever happened in the Tesla truck. So, but is Clavicular really gonna like? No disrespect, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know that he's gonna swing the election. I haven't seen the
His post today. He's so retarded. His post today was he single-handedly just defeated JD Vance's chances of ever becoming president with his comment on Newsom. Because he mogged him. I mogged him.
Oh, I
It's
did
like-
see that actually.
And then I saw that fucking, there's this stupid thirst trap girl, Isabella Moody. She's such a fucking retard. She's,
She was on the show one
mogged
time.
is my new favorite word, second to Nigger. And I'm just like, why do people follow this shit? Do you think this is a winning strategy for Earth?
I don't know
Is
that
this
there
like,
is a winning
is this
strategy
really?
for
Because
Earth,
I
actually.
really would round you all up and put you in concentration camps.
No, wait.
If you think this, like, if that's how you think, you're retarded. You're going to destroy the Earth for everybody. Like, that was what I was saying earlier about Israel. We don't want to destroy the world, but destroying us means the world is gone. It's just how it is. Even if we didn't have the nukes and do it ourselves, God would do it. If you killed every last Jew, he'd be so angry at you, he'd delete you like that. You wouldn't exist. His mercy would run out from you.
No,
And so if they tried to kill every single Jew and were successful, yeah, God would have absolute no mercy in this world. There'd be no even such thing as forgiveness allowed here. Forgiveness would not even be possible, ever. You basically would, that is the only time I can ever possibly conceptualize what eternal hell would look like. And pity to anybody who survives in that environment. And but people want to do it, and Israel could do that without God's help. God loves us so much, he gave us that power. So we're like, hey, Samson option, and you're like, let's provoke the bear. Let's do it, folks. Let's get them to blow the world up. Why? See, what are you gonna get? You live in like a particle board home. Like you live in a glued house. You don't even have an asset. It's like to have a quarter of an acre with a particle board glued together home is like $1 million in America. You literally own nothing. You have no ground to stand on. Like there's no permanence in your life. There's no power. It's completely empty. And you want it to be even worse than that? You will live under rocks. You will forget the name Israel because your problems are so bad. And it was all because you wanted to remove the state of Israel so bad so that the Muslims can have it. Because you were too much of a coward to remove them from Europe. You were able to remove the Jews from Europe and kill us many times.
Well, destabilizing the Middle East is one of the reasons they went into Europe.
What is?
In the first place, the destabilization of the Middle East, right? Like,
all I see is that is definitely one of the reasons why.
Well, how did that happen?
The Syrian civil war, the creation of ISIS, the U.S. releasing Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi. They had him as a prisoner in Guantanamo Bay, and somehow they released him into Iraq. Why did the CIA do that?
Well, ISIS, there's some
Shooting Stars 55 cent $5 on Rumble.
No, Shooting Star, you're a homosexual, and you were always
now I think I am a full anti-Semite.
No, you were always an anti-Semite. I hope you burn in hell. You're a dumb boy. I'm very happy that you use me as your excuse to allow yourself to hate every single Jew on the planet. Because one Jew, you didn't like him, so now you are literally Barnabas, you silly faggot. You are Barnabas, the silly faggot. That's who you are. I am so grateful.
I forgot now.
Like people who say this, Ethan, they're like, Jews are what causes anti-Semitism. Oh, really? Because I don't use the N-word. I don't like. That's a choice that I make. I don't choose to like do. These are choices. I see ignorant people, and I'm like, I see black people stealing all the time. I don't say every black person steals and lives for theft. Like these are ignorant people. You know what? It's better to not have a show than to have only this as your audience.
Well, I disagree with that, but I don't think this is.
Listen, if you need shekels to survive, I mean, they're willing to give you $1.
Yeah, I mean, I.
But that is some dumb shit. Seriously, you have one. I'm glad that it was me that allowed you to be an anti-Semite because you're so pathetic that you needed an excuse, and you allowed it to be me. So thank you, dumb boy. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your excuse to be yourself. I wasn't an anti-Semite before this guy, but now that the really successful Jew is trying to invite me into his success is here, oh, now I hate Jews. Yeah, because you failed at life by yourself. And you know that those who come with me succeed.
There's a lot of reporting that Israel kind of helped create ISIS. The election in Palestine was forced by the United States.
White victimhood. Like always, no, the poor blameless Muslim or black person. It's the same story. It's ACAB. It's like, oh, the suffering victim. It was Israel. No, it's not Israel. If you believe in Jesus, this land was the Jewish land. Your Bible says it belongs to the Jews. If you believe in Jesus, it doesn't belong to Muhammad. If you believe in Jesus, or you're a heretic, so shut the fuck up. And you just hate Jews. And that's why I don't take these things seriously anymore. I'm having like this like real, it's not a black pill. It's like a white pill. like a revelatory, enlightening experience that Twitter doesn't matter and the internet doesn't matter, and that the war is over, and like the Candace Owens, Ian Carrolls, Dan Bilzerians, they all lost. Dan Bilzerian's biggest meme that he's got going around the internet right now is that he lost $800 million because he had to take up a stupid war against the Jews. And his war is like to prove the Holocaust never happened, or to prove that like the Jews actually did the Holocaust. It's like, and you think that's why you lost 800 million? No, you're fucking retarded, dude. You didn't lose 800 million. You're a victim. That's all you are. You don't have the ability to build 800 million. You're a victim. You live in victimhood. You're a poor, suffering victim who needs a handout. And Dan Bilzerian's handout comes from his father. That's who runs the company. Dan is just like the sweet poster child of his father.
Yeah, I don't actually know his history. I know,
but they all lost. The reason I even mention them is because they all lost. They're all done. They're done. They lost everything. Candace Owens lost everything. Every day, more and more people wake up to her. Every single day, she loses more, and she thinks she's winning. Now she has Amaru fooled, this fucking clearly Sudanese weird psychological thing going on to the public. That the Cookie Monster is the one who's saying, no, Candace is really asking good questions. They want me to debate Cookie Monster, actually. I said I would.
S. Waffen says, this low effort
Sean
rage bait, and it backfired completely. That 311 goal streak isn't going to happen today. Well, we'll see. Actually, that's not the effort.
KKK. I get you. I know your language.
No, that's just the goal streak. It happens to be at 311 today. They think I brought you on here to rage bait, and it just so happens that you usually do cause people to rage. But no.
I mean, come on, dude. You're having Adam King on the show. What the fuck do you think?
No, that wasn't actually the plan. But and now
I know why you didn't make your money. Because your people that watch you are poor and they only can afford $1 per comment.
Well, there's a long show.
Seriously,
honestly, stop talking shit to me, bro. Hey, no, fuck you. Hey, no, fuck you. Stop talking shit to me, bro. Like, you've said a couple little smart ass comments, and I don't like it. So I'm just gonna tell you, just that right there. I don't like you like talking shit like that. And you said something about my show, that I need this show, and if it's worth $1 and this or that. I've been nothing but nice to you, but like I'm not gonna let any more shit like that.
You've been wonderful to me. I sit on your show every time I come here, and I say, why do you spend $1? Why don't you give $10? Why don't you give $20?
I'm just saying, there's been a couple of little comments.
I always do that on your show.
I know.
That's standard. And the truth is I don't need to come to this show like this. I come here because I like you, Ethan, and I like interacting with your crowd. But somebody like me, like really and truly, like I'm just realizing, truthfully, like I don't even need to be famous in this life. Like I'm so successful. I could just fuck off forever and be so happy. Like to have somebody, and I'm powerful too. Like I will never not have high-level government things going on. I will never not be involved ever again for the rest of my life. I will always be like a part of the power structure of Earth and like super successful. So like your audience has you can ask me anything. The best question I got today was, what's going on with silver? Thank you for asking a real question where I can actually lend my opinion. Everything else is like Barnabas, and it's just offensive because it's a waste of my time. And moving into 2026, I'm not doing stupid stuff like Khazariach anymore. I'm not doing dumb shows like that. I don't need that entertainment. I don't care what you think. I don't want to be some Jew on like a monkey and accordion here for your Jew hate entertainment. I'm not interested in that. But I am going to build the world with all the people that I've met on this journey. And my media is going to blow up. So, like I said, I'm very grateful for the Killstream because of the conversations I've been afforded here. I do think the audience is insatiably disrespectful. And they test my tolerance every time I come here.
I'll cut this for a second, and I'll ask it myself. Do you think it's a wise long-term strategy for Jews or Israelis to continue to pursue just all-out barbarity? You see their numbers are underwater, not just in America, but worldwide. There's never been more dislike of Jews during my entire lifetime, and that doesn't seem to be turning around. And honestly, your performance today doesn't really add to.
I don't
a
care
good
because
feeling.
we
Well,
win. The
one
best
day you
PR
might
is to
care,
win.
though, is what I'm saying. And I'm just wondering if you think long term that's gonna. This is an honest
I'll tell
question,
you.
by the way. This is not shit talk.
I'll give you an honest answer. Only Jews are required to worry about their public image while they have to do their dirty work. We just witnessed brutality in Syria. It flooded Europe. We witnessed I grew up where Europe was the best vacation you could possibly take. I loved Europe. There is no Europe anymore. My parents were supposed to do a cruise through Europe this year, and they were like, nope, we're not doing it. It's just not Europe anymore. And it's dangerous, and it's not worth it. They went to Quebec instead. Like, Quebec was better than Europe. Okay, finally, somebody actually put some money in to say something rude to me. You're one real supporter. Anyways,
I have a lot of supporters, actually.
no, I mean like a supporter who throws down for you. Like $1 is like ridiculous.
Well, yeah, I
So,
feel you on that, but
you know, it's such a waste of time.
I mean, they're
you've grown men
trolling you
talking.
because they feel like you're trolling them too, right? Like you get it.
Yeah, I am
right?
trolling them.
Well,
Every
that's what
time
I'm
I come
saying,
here,
right?
they say
So
the most
then what's-
heinous shit to me, and they expect me to like just like take it like a little bitch. And if I give it back to them, they get butthurt, chimp out, and become victims. And they're like, "Fuck the Jew, fuck him so much, fuck him forever, fuck him, man, fuck that Jew." Yeah, and I'm like sitting here like, are you kidding me right now? I offend you? I rage baited you? Obviously, look at what you guys do. You guys can't look in the mirror, and I'm done with that. The world doesn't agree with you. Twitter is fake. It's pretend land to make you think that everybody agrees with you. It doesn't. It's not how the world works. The world doesn't hate Israel. In fact, Somaliland just took an Israeli embassy. The media
Dude,
you're
that's
being
Somalia,
fed is a
bro.
lie.
That's Somalia. Who gives a fuck about Somalia? Look at the polling worldwide. You guys are not, like I said,
dude,
Jews are viewed more
Somalian
negatively
terrorists
than
are
at
the
any
reason
point
for-
since Hitler, really, and before Hitler. And so,
Let me tell you practically how Somaliland helps America.
yeah.
Somalian
imagine.
pirates
Hold
are
on,
the entire reason.
Cloud
I'll
Twitter
play
sent
the others,
$10
too.
on Rumble. Roseanne Barr said that Israel
Yes,
is blessing
he
America,
repeated that,
and if
that's
America
it.
stops supporting the Jews would use India instead.
And I'll
When is your
replay
next trip to
James's-
Mumbai?
Sorry, I had to turn down for.
So listen to this, right? So the entire reason for the biggest naval budget, our biggest naval expense in our military budget is Somali pirates. And the only reason why, it's so that global shipping lanes can stay open. So America becomes police of the world because of Somalian pirates. Really. And East Indonesian pirates. Those two regions require trillion-dollar budgets of military defense from our taxpayers every single year. That is a real thing. Trillions because of Somalian pirates. So Israel and Somaliland, because Somalia, the thought of a unified
Okay,
Somalia,
look, fuck Somalia, dude.
will
What
never
about
exist
what
again.
about America? Every single demographic except boomer Republicans are negative on continued support for Israel.
that people say that, but then Turning Point USA does a poll and 83% support Israel.
Oh, at the actual Turning Point USA conference?
Yeah,
Nobody
Turning
gives a fuck.
Point USA did a poll.
What, at their conference?
At the conference, they took an actual poll of everybody who showed up at the conference, and support of Israel ranked 83%.
That's a Zionist organization, TPUSA.
I'm just saying, people were like, "Oh, Turning Point's done for Israel." Everybody talks, "Oh, Israel's done." I hear the Israel's done.
I didn't say that. I just said it wasn't a good long-term strategy.
You go anywhere on the internet, Israel's done. I promise you, this is it.
You never heard me say
that. The entire war in Gaza. Oh, they're going to be done. Iran's coming in. The Jackson Hinkle. The ballistic missiles are about to rain. It's all over for the Jews. And everybody's like, yay. And then they die. And the Jews win. And reality is different than media. So everybody's like, care about your media image, care about your media image. But then reality is like totally different. Saudi Arabia, even Qatar is working with us now. What we're doing works. What Jews are doing works for Jews. The enemies become peaceful. The real enemies get killed. And then everybody's like, you're losing. I'm like, no, we're not losing. And then all sorts of countries are like, we want to work with Israel. And then England says, Israel cannot recognize Somaliland. The fuck? Why does England feel it as a right to say Israel cannot put an
All the
embassy
things
in
you just
Somaliland?
said, I've never said any of those things. I'm talking
No,
about
that's what's going on in the news today. That's really what's happening in the world, not Twitter.
And then let me hold on, because let me
Rob
replay.
Ford Trump sent $10
couple
on
of
Rumble.
these,
Another underhanded comment like you're better than this show and it's on fucking site you.
Now let
On
me.
fucking site, like I'm in your scope. Is that a death threat?
I
This
don't
is not
think
the
so.
first time I've gotten a death threat to be here.
James Gartner
Well,
sent
you did talk about
$20 on Rumble.
concentration camps earlier.
Fuck off.
That was the one that went through earlier, and then the one about Rage Baiter. I think
All
I
right.
saw that one.
This is going to be the last time that I appear on the Killstream. So as
Okay.
you have me, I'm here, at least for a while. I'm just like not down for this shit. Like the world's going to change, and I don't need to force you to change, but shit's going to get real, folks. And I don't need to like waste my time. I love you, Ethan, and I love coming here. I've had really a lot of fun in all the shows that we've done together.
I can tell.
I have a lot of respect for you and everything we've done. And I will stay here. We could do anything we want. We can make this the biggest banger that ever was, that we ever did together. You know, I came here this morning, so grateful to start my New Year's Eve party here. And just with all the accomplishments, a lot of them went down here. 2025 was a banger for me here at the Killstream. So, but it's just like, people are so like, I got shit to do. You know, like if you want to pay my friend $20 to say fuck you, fine, do it. Congratulations.
Well, I've been nothing but respectful to you as the host.
You always have. It's not about you. It's about your fans.
Like if people send in stuff,
Little bit sent $3, Mr. King. Keep going. The true king heads like me love what you're doing. This is true art of the schmooze.
I love you, baby. Thank you.
So
please DM me on any of my socials
and you know, here and there, if you ask me to turn it off, I've turned it off. If you really were that bothered by it, I could just let it
No, I'm
pop
not
on
bothered by it.
I mean, you seem bothered by it.
It's like, it's not that I'm bothered by it. I just feel like, how many times on the same show even do I have to do that we did not kill Jesus? I don't feel the guilt of killing Jesus bit. You know, and it's like, these people aren't even Christians. Like the people who say that shit, they're not even Christians. They don't read the Bible. They don't know it. Kazariach doesn't know the Bible. He doesn't care about it. I did it for Jake, and I'm glad I did it for Jake, because Jake and I have developed a real friendship. You know, and like I have other people in the neo-Nazi space that are like really good frenemies, and we're like real frenemies. We talk all the time, and we joke about being frenemies. But Jake's not a frenemy. He's actually a real friend. So I mean, that is totally what happened between Jake and I is really sincere. I think he. You know, and I did it for him.
Now let me.
Stormer sent $2 on Rumble.
Hold on, I got.
Fuck off.
Let me pause this. Go ahead.
I will. I'm gonna fuck off into palaces, into richness and glory. I want you to know that when I fuck off, Jew, I'm going to opulence. It's gonna be amazing. I might just like get a massage every single day of the week in your honor. Thank you.
But
that's me fucking off, Jew. That just. So you know what that looks like.
But yeah, if the super chats bothered you, like I said,
they don't bother me. They have. It's like if Donald Trump came here and was sitting in this chair, or if somebody really important was sitting in this chair, what would you say? What would you say to them? Adam King, if you want to insult me, then it needs to be $5. Where is it? Yeah. Why would I do that? At least I'm hooking up Ethan this way. Lital bit. Lital. Obviously, Lital, is that like a girl? Forget it. Maybe, you know. Go back to that comment. What was that?
And I'll hold on. Let me play these. There's also eclipse in it. I can't keep up with them at a certain point. Just give me a second.
Gratitude? What gratitude?
Well, I think that was what he said. But let me go.
Gratitude for who? It bounced off. I didn't get to read it. For you?
It. Yeah, it was for me.
Shooting Stars 55 sent $5 on
I'll tell you,
Rumble.
Shooting Star, because I got you putting $5. That's my gratitude, you fucking weirdo. I got $5 minimums now for Ethan Ralph. My gratitude is I'm getting Ethan over his 311 goal. We shot up from like 81 to 151 in like 10 minutes. That's gratitude, you fuckface.
And by the way, the guy in the chat thought I had this plan. This was not the plan, actually.
It wasn't the plan. I wanted to talk about cool shit, and like, I really wanted your opinion on like. I know you don't like Fuentes, and you have beef. Like, I wanted your opinion on that shit.
I don't have beef with him anymore. I squash.
Well, I want your opinion on like them simping to Newsom. I really want to understand. Like, what do you think about that?
I think the election's a long ways away. I also don't
For
really
2026.
Well, no, for 2028. I mean, that's Newsom's going to run for president. I don't really care about the GOP or the Democrat Party. I think America's fucked all the way around, and so I don't know. We'll see.
Do you think that there's distinctions between the two parties' rules?
I mean, they're both owned and operated by Zionists.
Okay, so when the Democrat Zionists are in charge, you're saying that it's like trans everything, and then when the Republican Zionists are in charge, it's like free market capitalism. And so, which Zionists do you prefer if you had to choose? You want trans rulers? First of all, Zionists don't control everything. There's Zionists everywhere, but which side would you choose? Like, do you want like men and women's sports, or do you want like free market and success?
I mean, it's those for the most part are honestly distractions from real everyday American problems. Are some trannies playing in sport? I mean, am I in favor of that? No. But you know what the actual problems are? Americans struggling to make it every day. Americans who can't pay their fucking rent, who live paycheck to paycheck, who can't pay for healthcare, while all the Zionists get rich as fuck. And anybody who's in the in crowd, in the in circle, and that includes President fucking Trump, who's made hundreds of billions of dollars in the most corrupt administration in U.S. history, quite frankly.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm dead serious. Yes.
Biden's son was selling art while doing coke off 16-year-old girls' backs.
Not for that
on camera, and you're like saying that about the Trumps. I mean, like, I get it. There's corruption on both sides.
Now, if it was corrupt, I don't care that he's doing that. If the country was going great, I wouldn't give a fuck about that, actually. But it's not. I said if the country was taking off and doing awesome, I wouldn't care about that. But that's not the case.
I care about corruption. But I also know that when Republicans are in charge, like, it's like traditional male-led society. And when Democrats are in charge, it's like female-led society. And you are like, literally, you have to be sympathetic to trans people. They like control the vaccines, like everything. That was like,
who turned over the country to Fauci, bro? That was Trump. Who totally cucked, who still is the vaccine salesman. That's Trump.
Pfizer didn't release the vaccine until after the election
Trump
was
still
done.
Promotes the fucking vaccine to this day.
Listen,
let's
I'm
not
not a vaccine
history
pusher.
Here. Like, this guy is a fucking...
The Democrat cities were the ones that shut down.
I was making this same argument during the 2024 election. Then he got elected, and you know what? I feel like a fucking rube. Not that I would support Kamala either, because she fucking trash. But actually putting my name again, like I did twice before, although I couldn't vote in 2020. They got restored, my voting rights. But putting my name to that again and seeing what's being said, just Susie Wiles, the fact that she wasn't fired after that interview in Vanity Fair just shows you this whole administration, I don't know, dysfunctional is not even the word. There is
some weird stuff going on, I'm not going to lie.
Well, in any other administration in history, she would have been fired the next day, and she didn't say any of those quotes were inaccurate. Matter of fact, I agree with several of her quotes about Bondi and some others, and J.D. Vance just completely changing his skin. He was comparing Trump to Hitler in 2016 and just did a total transformation, which is politics or politics. Like, I understand.
And why does Trump always take control over everything and then hire people who hate him? Like Mike Pence, J.D. Vance. I feel like J.D. Vance is clearly sabotaging President Trump.
Well, I think he wants to be in there sooner rather than later. I wouldn't.
Yeah, he does.
I wouldn't.
He definitely
by
does.
the way, there's a clip. I can't. I don't know if I can play it while you're here, but I guess it's Gavin walking off the set where he was debating Nick Fuentes. Oh yeah, I have seen this clip actually. That was the one that Rob for Trump.
Everybody's seen that clip. Like 80 million people saw that clip.
He sent that in. So I will.
Like, they want to talk about the same thing on repeat. They think that was a win. I took it as a win. I took that clip as a win. You know, I learned a lot from Andrew Tate last week when he put that bet on himself that he would lose.
I don't know if
And he
that's
took
real.
home
I
80
thought that was a fake. Like, I don't know if he
and he
actually.
took home $88 million.
Yeah, I
That
saw
changed
that
me.
tweet, but I
That
don't know.
changed me.
I think that was.
That changed me.
Yeah,
I
that's
respect
illegal
that.
if
He
he did
still
that.
got into the ring. He gave it his best shot. He knew he was going to lose, and he came out with more money than Jake Paul.
That's. I believe that was a doctored tweet. I haven't seen an official.
Well,
Or he
if
was
it's
just
real,
trolling. If it's real,
not,
then he's
that's
got
what
some
I'm
big
about.
problems because
My 2026 is going to be about personal success.
he's got some
I'm
big
not
problems.
caring
If it's
about.
real.
Nobody's going to
You
stop
can't
me. in
bet on yourself to
2026.
lose and then go out there and lose a fight and then come out in public and say you did that. I mean,
Hey, if the money's in the account, I mean, but it also does raise question to legality. Like,
yes,
is that
it
even
does.
legal?
Fight fixing.
Like, it kind of incriminates him. I thought about that one too, but
Yeah, I don't actually think that tweet was real. I could be proven wrong, but I think I saw that on some meme accounts. But yeah, I have no love for the Democrats or the Republicans. They're both garbage. Yeah, there's some differences around
so what
the
do you
margins.
think is going to save America?
Most likely a
Anonymous
collapse
Nick
of the entire
Fuentes and his
system.
anonymous Groiper Verillions?
I never said that. I think it's probably going to be.
No,
a
I'm
system.
asking rhetorically.
I don't think there is any saving America, honestly.
You think it's over?
I mean, it's not over right away, but I think it's going to take a
You're
massive
thinking
calamity, probably a massive calamity, if not a complete collapse of the system, and then probably a suspension of the Constitution, some type of dictatorial.
That'd be the worst
reign.
thing for humanity.
Well, I'm not
Do you
saying.
want to suspend the Constitution?
No, I don't. But you asked me what I think it would probably take to fix the structural problems in America. It's probably going to be something like that. I didn't used to think that actually until the last.
Do you think that
years.
it'll ever? The answer's obvious, but do you think that it would ever go back afterwards to that? That it'll be like, okay, we fixed the structural problems, and now we're going back to freedom for everybody.
Usually
no,
that doesn't occur.
They try to keep it.
Usually that doesn't. That's not usually how it works. But
that's what I'm saying.
There's a scenario where perhaps there's a temporary suspension or whatever. I'm not advocating for that. You just asked me, like, do you think Congress is going to do anything? They've completely abdicated almost every responsibility they fucking have. They haven't even declared an official war since World War II. They have this authorized use of military force, so they don't ever have to take the blame for any of this shit. They can't pass a budget. They can't do anything. This is the fewest bills passed since I think 1987. This last year of Congress. They're a fucking joke. Both parties. I mean, do you see any savior on the horizon as far as the debt goes? Like,
yeah.
we're not even getting into that. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
I
well,
do.
Who?
Well, first of all, we are just over 11 months with President Trump, and he has created so much income from tariffs that it is greater than the income from taxes.
Yeah, well,
and this is the new reality that America's never dealt with. So when people are talking about it's so bad, like, things do take time to implement. It just doesn't like overnight happen like that. There's like a lot of things that need to be chiseled away, I think, to really, like, if you're uncovering treasure, you got to dig it out of the dirt first, you know? So there's a lot of digging that takes place. So, you know, these tariffs are a really big moneymaker, and has the ability to change the substructure of why we're losing everything in this country, why inflation happens, why a shit house is $1 million.
So,
you know, like,
the tariff number, not to interrupt, but he claims 19.7 trillion in public. His own website says 9.7. I don't believe either number, to be quite honest with you. He sort of kind of
on the tariffs. Even $1 trillion extra dollars covers the deficit. And then we're not bleeding every year. We're paying off our debt.
Dude, the Iraq war itself cost at least $3 trillion, and that was.
He says that he's going to make such a massive payment on the debt that he's going to pay the debt down tremendously.
Well, he says a lot.
Like, why? Like, we should be excited for that. We should be encouraging it. We should, like, you know, like, everybody treats news like it's like a black pill to take. Like, it's not going to happen. Like, things are really happening. Lots of things are happening every single day. And it is not easy. Evil doesn't just come and turn itself in. And there's a great evil in the world.
Well, if it happens, I'll come out here and eat my words. But I don't have a lot
I'll
of
tell
faith
you what
in not just Trump, but
2026 is
any
gonna be about.
politician. Period.
I'll tell you what 2026 is going to be about. The Jewish Messiah is coming, and it's going to change the whole world. And it's like imminently upon us. I don't know when. I don't even know how. But I do know it's here. And that's going to change everything. Things that happen in Israel allow for the world to have a balance of power that ends American expenses in the world. Israel helps America. Hundreds of billions of dollars is going to be saved because of Somaliland that just happened. The crushing of Somalia, the idea of Greater Somalia, is a devastational crush to the Islamists. Somaliland is a devastational crush to Yemen and Iran. The power structure has changed. Right now, because of it, while this is happening simultaneously, millions of people are taking to the streets in Iran. We are watching in real time the reclamation.
That's a CIA Mossad-backed fucking thing going on there right now. Which
everybody has an excuse why not to see it as a positive thing.
I didn't say. Okay. Destabilization of Iran, I don't actually think it's a positive.
It's actually
thing,
not
but,
destabilized. They actually have a very clear plan that they've executed.
Yeah, put
for
the Shah back
revolution.
in. Yeah, I'm sure.
No, only for 100 days.
Yeah.
The Shah comes back
He'll give
in
up
for
power.
100
You
days.
just said they're going to restore the
while there's
Constitution after.
elections.
You think he's just going to go away? And, oh, yeah, all good.
I think that the people of Iran are very smart. I think they're very smart. Some of the smartest Gentiles the world has ever seen. And they are more capable than most first world nations on self-governance, civil structure, and like polite civil society. They are going to have a revolution, and they are going to have freedom for the first time in their country's history.
I'm against any military action in Iran, Venezuela, the same. People can't fucking pay their rent. They can't feed their fucking family. Like, this shit is just fucking maniacal, honestly. All this talk about foreign wars. We can't even pay for our fucking food. And they're talking about a new Trump fucking battleship fleet that shoots fucking lasers. It's probably going to cost $1 trillion just to upkeep, much less fucking build. This shit is insane, and it's going to collapse, and it's going to be very nasty. Though this is not even bringing in the white population is at a generous 58%. Wait till that drops to, 45 or lower. Sectarian violence is virtually guaranteed within the U.S. This is it's just
white
population. The truth. America's a white country, bro.
That is the one thing that you whites are actually in control of.
Okay, well,
go have more babies, bro. If you're concerned about white population decline, go have another white child.
Or Trump could deport the people. He said he was going to deport, and he's not actually doing.
He actually is the only person that shut the border down. I actually believe in Tom Homan very strongly.
I don't believe in any of these people. That's the difference between me and you. Like,
I don't think
Democrat
Tom Homan
or Republican.
is fake. I think that there's a very incredibly complex bureaucracy that they're fighting. And in the meantime, absent of what they legally can do without uprooting the law, they have made stride after stride. And I'll tell you something, Newsom, if Trump doesn't win 2026 midterms on both House and Senate, there will be another flood at the border. There will be millions more immigrants coming into this country. We are about to solve it. And people are like, why didn't it happen today? We're talking about hundreds of billions of dollars of infrastructure to dismantle before you could actually start effectively doing mass transportation. Plus, it's going to cost billions of dollars in plane tickets, bus tickets, auto fares to remove these people. It is a massive undertaking. And they're doing a great job.
They're offering
it didn't happen immediately, but we're not even done with the first year.
They're offering $3,000 for these motherfuckers to self-deport. Why don't they offer an average everyday American citizen $3,000 while Trump is busy pardoning some of the sickest freaks in Wall Street history? Not to mention raking in all his billions. It's a fucking disaster, honestly, and it's only gotten worse. I didn't turn this negative until the summer. And it wasn't all about Iran either. It was the big, beautiful bill, actually. Yeah, go ahead.
Trump has promised a dividend to American citizens from the tariffs, by the way. That's part of his official policy to low-income Americans. It hasn't happened yet, but it's set to happen. So like they are planning for something of that nature. But also paying them $3,000 to self-deport is cheaper than having to catch them and deport them. I just want you to know it's like $20,000 to $40,000 per person.
I fully realize that, but you can see how that would be
So
offensive
like
to an
an
average
idea
American.
of self-deportation, giving them a possibility of re-entry if they self-deport, was a very good strategy on how to tackle the hurdle of the hundreds of billions of dollars it costs to actually do what every person in America wants done. I have very liberal family. The only thing that they agree with Trump on is mass deportations. That's all they want. Everybody in the country wants it. Liberal, Democrat, Republican, conservative, everybody wants deportations. The media will lie to you, make a stink, make you think that everybody wants something else. It's a lie. The people have spoken and everybody wants deportations. And it will happen, but it takes time. We're talking about like 40 million people, Ethan. Do you get that? 40 million people.
I do get that, but I
also
get,
logistically,
dude,
if I were to give you $100 billion, Ethan, like how many people would you have to hire just to be able to do that? Even though Ethan Ralph is now Tom Homan.
I don't know.
If you got the money to do it, what would you do?
There are structural problems with the U.S. that historically you can just look at the roadmap of what's going to occur. Wealth inequality just keeps growing up. The cost of living keeps going up, and it's not, wages aren't rising. Commiserate with that. The population, the white population, you don't seem to think that matters going down. Well, I think it matters.
I cannot control that.
Well, I didn't say you could.
I have no control
but what
over
I'm
that.
saying
That is
is,
all you guys.
Once there's not a majority race, it's not even a racial superiority thing. When it's 30, 30, 30, or 33, 33, 33, or whatever, there's going to be violence. It's guaranteed, or just even worse stagnation than we have now. And that's the best case scenario. For some reason,
the LARP on Israel is greater than the LARP on Somalians in Minnesota. And they're like having 20 kids each. Like they're having 20 kids. And like white people are having like one child. Like if you want a white majority country, go have children. I believe in that. Go have children. Go have multiple children with multiple women. Go have 40 children, Ethan. I'm telling you.
Oh, that's
I believe in, listen, I'm an ultra minority. I believe in Jewish repopulation of the earth. You're so scared about being 58%. I'm 2%.
It's not about being scared. Although obviously there are going to be repercussions when that happens.
So have more babies.
But that's not about being scared. It's about that there's no... The country is not going to survive as we know it once whites are no longer a majority. It's already happening. Like, I mean, it's already happening. I don't even trust these official numbers.
So the solution is mass deportations of illegal immigrants.
Yes.
And white people, you need to go have more babies. I don't see any other solution. I just hear complaining and victimhood.
Well, and there might have to be some revocation of birthright citizenship and some extra deportations, actually, if you want to really go hardcore, although that's extra legal option there.
Like an American citizen born here who like supports Israel, like that kind of thing.
I didn't say that, actually.
That is never going to happen in the history of America or the future of America. American citizens are not going to be deported.
Well,
citizen revocation would be like 100-year wait.
The other option is a balkanization of the U.S.
It's not as good as having babies.
I have a friend of mine, actually.
When you have more babies, you get to have sex too, man. It's like a win-win.
I know. I have 2 children.
That's what you should have more. If you believe in 2 children is parental replacement. If you are this concerned, you need at least 3 to be above.
I understand that. I've had this.
So you need to go have more kids. Or you don't care and you're just LARPing. You just want all the benefits and none of the work of having to replace the white people.
How many kids do you have?
What?
How many kids do you have?
I have none yet, but I will not pull out of a woman. At this point in my life, I am trying to get like 40 Jewish children. I was married. I got divorced.
Yeah, I know.
It's hard, man.
I know.
I tried my best. I want children. I would never not have children. That's the difference. You're like saying white replacement, and I'm begging you to have a child.
You're
and
talking
I
about
would have a child in a second.
anecdotal.
Who's that Lital chick in the DMs? Lital, what was her? Show her
You're
comments
talking about
again.
me
What was
personally.
it? The
I'm
blue
talking
one?
in the macro.
Maybe she's a single girl and wants to replace the Jewish tribe with me. Let's
don't know.
go. I am
don't know.
about populate. You know, I think the Jews, because we're so old, there should be like 1 billion Jews on the earth.
Well, you know what? I know
There's
the
not.
Jews are going to be just fine no matter what. Because when the U.S. fucking collapses, guess where they're going to go? Israel. Their fucking ethno-state where it's enshrined as a Jewish state in their fucking constitution.
Yeah.
So they're going to be A-OK no matter what the fuck happens to the U.S. And you know it as well as I do. Here, go
Cloud
ahead.
and Trigger sent $5 on Rumble. That's the first thing I've heard from Adam I agree with. I will not pull out of it.
Clouded Trigger, I hope you could agree with me on the patriarchy too, man. We are patriarchists first. We are here for male-dominated society.
I'm just saying it's okay for Israel to. I'm not even an ethno-state guy. I'm a majority white America guy. That's
Yeah,
me.
but you got white
Israel-
countries that are good for whites, like Poland is a great example of what's working in the white world. Lithuania, even. You have like really strong white countries. And this is another thing I want to tell you, Ethan. Like,
Go ahead.
you have, like, if you want strong white societies, you need to support Europe and what's good for Europe, which is the removal of the Muslims, real deportations through Europe. You need like that white cultural landmark, you know, like so people can vacation to ancient whitehood and see, oh, look at the white buildings. The white man did this and the white man did that.
And
But you go to Geneva and it's like you got to like literally hide your wallet because some fucking African transmigrant or Syrian.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you
like gonna
something.
try to rape your woman.
I love going to Europe. I've been there many times. But I'm an American, and in a lot of ways, this will sound crazy to some people. Mexico, honestly, here in Merida, is a
Mexico's
lot closer
in a glow
to
up right now.
is a lot closer to like Americana society. And I know that'll sound crazy to some people. Community is very strong here in neighborhoods. It's actually kind of how it used to be in America before urban planning just totally got out of fucking whack, and you need a car to drive 30 minutes to do anything or an hour. It's not like that here. And yes, I realize they're Mexican, not European. But yeah, I've talked about this a lot. But yeah, Cinema has said it. I mean, we're Americans. Like I don't know, but are you getting a transmission? Or just
So I'm all about it, dude. I'm all about taking self-accountability. This is what my message is for 2026. Self-accountability. Nobody cares about your feelings. Just actualize yourself. Do what you got to do to succeed. Don't get caught up in the comments. Just be about yourself. What is important to you? And honestly, I'm going to get a woman pregnant this year for sure. I don't even care. Like you come into my bedroom, buyer beware. Like I am here because I believe in Jewish. Like they want to replace Jews, especially with the vaccinated Jews. They like specifically targeted the Jews for the vaccines. They want to like genetically mutate us. So girls with unvaccinated eggs, please make your way to my bedroom for insemination. Because 2026, we are taking accountability for ourselves.
Well,
that means our futures. If you believe in white genocide, go have kids. If you believe in Jewish population reduction, which is happening, go have kids. That's simple.
Well, I'll say this. At the end of the day, all you can do is control your own shit, and you really can't control all that, but you can control what's up here.
Yeah.
And so we don't disagree there. Usually, I just let you come on and talk your shit. We have vehement disagreements. I think some of them came out here, but I'm the host, and I usually don't. I let you talk your game and put your stuff out there.
This is the first time it got a little tense.
Yeah, it did. It got a little testy, and that's okay. That's okay because I'm a professional here, despite what you may think. And I reeled it back in because like I said, I've always enjoyed having you on the show. We've gotten along pretty well, I think. And so,
are you coming to Israel with me in 2026?
Well, there's a bit of controversy, chat. Some people don't think I should go. I haven't heard a firm plan. You know,
Well,
I'm not
my
scared to
plan is
go.
this.
I'm
I'll
not
give you
scared
my
to go.
plan.
So,
I really conceived this entire idea with you. So it really
don't
started
put
here on the
it. Don't put
Killstream.
it on me. You go ahead. Go ahead. I guess it did spring
Started
out of
here.
the
I had the
I
idea
didn't come
here.
up
I
with the
first
idea.
vocalized it.
Yes, that's true. But I wasn't. Okay, go ahead.
There's many firsts here that go down on the Killstream. But basically, right now, what comes first is my main business, and like becoming a cash millionaire for the first time. Like that comes first, and then I'm gonna do the trip. And when I don't know, I'm hoping that it happens in the first quarter of this year. I'm really hoping. That's up to God, and with God's help, everything is able to be happened quicker even. So, you know, I have my company is set, and I have a lot of cool stuff going on, man. I have a big episode I got coming up on cancer treatment. One of my side hustles is a cancer. It has to do with cancer. I had some huge announcements happening in the very beginning of Q1 of 2026. And like my online personality has really been like kind of like almost like a midlife crisis in a sense for me.
I understand that.
I came here and I just didn't know what to do with my life, and I was bored. And you know, like when I wasn't working, I was on here investing into the streams and talking to people and having really incredible conversations that really helped shape American culture in these last few years, at least on the right. Because I think the right is the predominant culture. I really think that these cultural conversations that we've had over the last 3 years have been really good for America. So like A+ for all that stuff. But my first priority is my companies and continuing the personal success journey that I'm on. And so once I get to that level, the plan is that I'm going to rent a very large house in Tel Aviv. And like the show concept that I have is like a real world type of a thing.
Oh, really?
But like real world Tel Aviv, but the whole house is filled with, I don't want anti-Semites. I want people who are logical, real, and on the fence, like yourself. You would be somebody who I feel would be like worthy of a trip like this. I've asked a couple other people. I don't want to say their names because the thought is so intrusive to some of the audience.
Oh no, it pisses people off even hearing it.
It's so
I
crazy
wouldn't call
that
myself.
they would even say you can't go see what it's like by yourself.
I wouldn't call myself on the fence as far as like my view on Zionist influence of foreign policy, domestic policy. But I'm willing.
No,
to
I think
go
you're on the other side, but I think you're on the fence because you could be talked to and you could be pulled onto this side. I believe I believe that you could come to my side. I do.
Well,
and I wouldn't waste time if I didn't feel that way through our conversations, and I wouldn't be offering to do a trip like this if I didn't feel that I was correct and that you're capable of seeing something different with your own eyes and actually believing it.
Well,
other people not so. Like Elijah Schaefer was going to be on the trip too for a minute, and him and I were talking about it for a while, and I don't think he's capable of being sincere. He has fiduciary obligations to his business that would prevent him from ever being able to do that in a real way. But other people that are on the trip, you know, I think it's an extremely brave thing to do. And it like goes against traditional thinking and the kind of echo chamber that your side demands of its followers. You can't go see it.
Stormer's biggest fan sent $1 on Rumble.
I'll replay that.
See what I mean? The type of shit I have to go through. And then I'd say anything about whites, and they're so sensitive.
Just look,
whites are crybabies. I'll
say this: I think one of my biggest gifts that I was bestowed with by the Lord Himself is the ability to talk to anyone. And I've had a long conversation with you today. I had a pretty long conversation with Tazariak the other day. I've talked to other Zionists, hardcore, light, whatever. I've talked to David Duke, for instance. I talked to Richard Spencer. The list goes on. And so I could certainly talk to and listen to anyone. And we got a little boisterous today, but I think that was fun, actually. That we had a little.
I hope someone clips it.
Yeah, because well, you know,
I actually wanted to clip the one that you did of the If you could DM it to me, so because it's hard to find your clips, but the
Yeah, it
one
is.
that you watched the Khazariach debate with,
Yeah.
I actually
I'll,
want to put that on my own channel.
I'll see if I can clip it. Cinematt says
'Cause it was funny.
indoctrination.
It was really funny.
He
That was a
says-
funny episode.
He says indoctrination attempt. Well, I mean, he pretty much said that. But I don't. I don't fear. I don't like get. I mean, I get animated about the issues. I don't think this needs to be said, but I don't actually hate Jewish people. I hate Zionist influence over our government in a lot of ways. Yeah. And so I do think there's a difference there. I'm not scared to go to Israel. There's a lot of historical sites I would love to see there. I mentioned Rome. I've been a lot of places in Europe. I'm a big guy when it comes to history. The Prado Museum in Madrid, the Met Museum, Vatican itself, Royal Palace, British Museum. I love stuff like that. So we'll see if it happens. You know, we don't, you know, just
If you
keep in
do
touch.
come, I want to say that the Israeli Ministry of Antiquity has like a very set, like all of their sites. They have like really, they've done a good job of like, you know, but they don't have a complete job. And so I actually know of sites that are outside of the scope of the Israeli Ministry of Antiquity that are literally from the ancient of holy ones, like the ancient stuff that is just like so otherworldly, and that they don't really know about these things because they're buried deep inside of the Jewish tradition, and the secular state doesn't know all the secrets that we possess. So I would say if you do come, I'm going to take you to some of those places that are just, dude, they're such otherworldly places. I'm telling you, you stand there and you know, you are like, are you on Earth at that moment? Like you're questioning everything. They're really, really esoteric and ancient sites, like stuff that would be worthy for like, you know, like
I live an hour and a half
Graham
away
Hancock.
from Chichen Itza, by the way.
You know that guy Graham Hancock?
Yes.
It's like that kind of ancient aliens type stuff in Israel.
I don't know if you know Chichen Itza, by the way, but
no, I don't. Please
it's
share.
about an hour and a half away from where I live. I'm trying to think. There's another name for it.
Oh, Chichen Itza, yeah,
Yes.
with the pyramids, with the mounds.
Yeah, the big here. I'll link it.
Yeah, I know about Chichen Itza.
It's one of the wonders of the world. It's about an hour and a half away from where I live. So there's a ton of Mayan ruins all around this area, but that's probably the most famous one. Uxmal, all that stuff. When you stand in front of something like that, that's truly ancient. I'm trying to look at when it was built. Actually, I don't know if it says here. Yeah, AD 8600. I think it's older than that. Maybe even it's really old. I guess is my point. So. Yeah, I like stuff like that. We'll see what happens. Just keep me posted. The real world idea, you need to stack it with folks like me, perhaps some Khazar babes as well in there. Some people who argue back and forth. That sounds like content. Also, just sounds like.
Well, what I was gonna do, it's gonna be amazing content. I was gonna rent a house, like a 7-bedroom house. Everybody's gonna get a room, and then you know, like on the real world, how they have like the camera moment. I don't know. I was like in this and da 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 da. And you're like literally speaking. It would be such a throwback to American culture to do it like that. You know, like real world Tel Aviv. What happens when you take 7 anti-Semites and throw them into a house in Tel Aviv? And then I want to bring like all these Israeli influencers that I know now. You know that
there's got to be some hot chicks though. Like not even that I would be able to pick one up. Although I don't have too many.
Like we'd have like really gourmet food. It would be a vacation style trip. Be like 7 to 10 days. I was thinking like hire a chef, and then they would come to the house, and every day there'd be like some sort of thing that goes down. And maybe I'd bring a military general. Maybe I'd bring Mike Huckabee. Maybe I'd bring, you know, somebody else to this group, and you can say whatever you want. You know, it's obviously, you know, if Mike Huckabee's giving you your time, you don't say $1 to say fuck you.
Well, despite my online reputation in some circles, I am actually civilized and have spoken to Mike Huckabee himself when he was governor of Arkansas. He was doing this campaign thing. I've spoke to John McCain and several other Bill Clinton and a lot of people. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be there cussing.
And that's how real men change the real world.
Now, if I'm sitting here on my show and I see him saying some retarded ass shit, yeah, okay, I'm gonna go in. But you know, it's different if you have a audience with an ambassador. I agree with that, and that's just life. I don't know. It sounds interesting. Anderson said, "Bring some of those IDF calendar girls."
How do you think we get the anti-Semites to want to give it?
That's the whole strat. I do want to ask one thing, and then I'll wrap it. I didn't expect to go this long, and I know, like I said, it got heated there for a minute, but like I'm glad it happened because we got to have a little bit more of a back and forth than we usually do. And you do take a lot of the slings and arrows from the super chats, and I'll give you credit there. Although it seemed to bother you a little bit more today. I don't know, but
it's more that I'm bothered by like the idea that like I have to take this shit where like they'll call me a kike to my face, but then immediately after I have to prove that I'm the kike, and then I have to like go get 1 million views with this dumb black guy who calls himself the Jew and says that I'm not even the Jew, but then like I get like I have to like bear this thing. It's not your super chat. It's like a collective. It's like a collective, like kike shame. I don't know what you would call it, but it's like you just like people are. It's just so stupid. And after succeeding, I didn't really see my success until yesterday. Yesterday, I called my producer. I was like, "Holy fuck, did I kill this year?" And I was like, "This was the best year I ever had in my life." And these last 2 days has been like, what do I really want for my future? And it has nothing to do with my online personality or whatever. I'll still make content. I'll still do shit because I have fun doing it. But in the long run, like, what am I doing? What do I want to do? And all I want to do is win. And all I have been doing is winning against all odds. And then they're like, your PR is bad. And I'm like, but I won. I have the ring. You know, I got the championship ring. I got the Stanley Cup. Who the fuck cares if you hate me? I'm having cereal out of the Stanley Cup. You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm like, that's what I care about now. So and I hope that the audience cares about that for themselves too. Because if you're the superior race, which I know all you guys think you are, go do superior things. Go invent something. Go make the world a better place through an invention that changes humanity. You know, like, we live in the past. We was kings in Europe when we built those castles. You know, like, white people, you are great. Go do great things. You don't need to be victim. You don't need to be babied. You need to be focused on accomplishment. That's really what it's about.
All right, now
2026, I look at Twitter every day, and I don't even want to go on Twitter anymore because it's boring because all my enemies have lost. Candace Owens accused me of killing Charlie Kirk publicly in writing. And then everybody under the sun called her, and they're like, yo, you're so wrong about it. Even Milo, everybody. She goes on 7 days later and does it again. And I'm like, I'm just winning. They're like, they lose. And like this ecosystem is fake. It's not real. It's the most algorithmically influenced social media is X.
Yes.
There's nothing organic about X. Nothing.
All this is entertainment at the end of the day, and hopefully you make a couple friends here and there. You exchange ideas that maybe you wouldn't otherwise, and that's the game, really. And so that's what it is. It's about
the beryllium
entertainment.
Thing happened to Fuentes. If the beryllium thing happened to Fuentes, he'd be on Jones the next day, clearing his image up, making him like the poster child for everything. If Beryllium Gate happened and over and they wouldn't care.
They
just willfully push. You want white excellence? Don't follow poor.
I've seen something about that on Twitter. I actually don't know. Maybe I'm outing myself with the beryllium.
Basically, one of Nick Fuentes' top groypers got caught being a total homo.
I don't.
Like full-blown exposure. All the photos in trans clothing, everything. Text messages about sucking dick. And then he went on the space with Beardson and like basically was like, they didn't get the worst of it. I'm so lucky. I'm surprised you don't know about that.
I
You
just
seem
saw.
to have your post on all that stuff.
Well, I usually would probably see something like that. I saw something about Beryllium going by, but I didn't know that person when I was in the Groiper orbit. And I still have some Groipers who watch the show here. I squashed the beef with Fuentes, and we cover that stuff.
He was one of Elijah
But-
Schaefer's like top guys at Rift TV.
That part doesn't surprise me if that's true. But
He got kicked off Rift TV because of it.
And
I'm like, how?
But
and
look,
and that was
if
another
it's true,
thing that
I don't
Black
know anything
Tokens
about it
did.
because I don't want to weigh in either way because I don't know anything about
That
it.
was another thing, Ethan, that like I was sitting here like going back and forth with this guy, Beryllium.
And some people in chat are saying
like
he's not a groiper or not a top groiper. Look, I don't know. I do know Beardson from back in the day. I've known him for a long time. We had the falling out and everything. Beardson, I know. I've known him
you mean
forever.
Forehead Son.
Huh?
Forehead Son, I call him.
Yeah,
because his forehead is like twice the size of my forehead.
I'm just saying, I know him. I don't know this other guy, so I really can't.
So this is what I want to say about it.
Anyway,
is that Beryllium, for like the last 3 months, this guy's getting astroturfed on my Twitter feed. Twitter wants me to fight him every single day. He says something about me, whatever. My producer told me, don't engage with that account anymore. That's retarded. This guy's like for sure, like not real. And he was being botted on me every single day. Right? Yeah. And there was an investment of time and like, oh, I take your opinion so seriously that I'm going to write a reply. Right? And then this stuff comes out that he's like literally like fucking trans dudes.
Again,
and it's like, why did I even waste my time for 3 months even watching him?
I see Shooting Star. Like I said, I'm not plugged in. I don't know.
I'm not getting off Twitter. I'm just doing Twitter different.
And I'll read that out because I had the sound turned off for a second. Shooting Star 55 says it's funny to see how you went from the calm bridge builder.
Fair comment.
From the calm bridge builder during the Duke debate to the bitter hater during this interview. Get off Twitter. LOL.
There was no bridge during that. I was trying to build a bridge, but there was no bridge. They don't want a bridge. They don't. The Torah says before you go to war with the city, you first have to call out to it in peace. I have successfully called out in peace to everyone on the other side. I just want to let you guys know that. It's 2026, bro. The most dangerous man is the guy who doesn't give a fuck about you. I am all about myself now. I am changed. I have been utterly changed watching the leaders of the anti-Semites shuffle and rally around the dumbest fucking people who end up turning out to be total faggots, and they're all accused of it. Look, and they all do weird shit. And
I can't weigh in on that. And like with you talking about, I have to get somebody else on to say something about like I unopposed, like because I can't.
I'm just saying I lose interest because I feel like the other people that are supposedly my adversaries are disingenuous to even themselves and their own message, like the Cath Bros. Like all these guys who are like Catholic hardcore, and then it gets revealed like that guy Beryllium was Greek Orthodox, bro. Everybody get on your knee and suck Jesus's dick, and then he's like literally sucking Jesus's dick.
I don't know anything about that, and so I literally you would think I would have heard about it. I saw Beryllium somehow go by in a fucking tweet, but that's literally just what I saw. So
that was a wake up moment. I hope you just do a search on that later after the show and DM me your thoughts, because these are the people that the white nationalist neo-Nazis platform, and they're all doing gay shit and weird shit.
I can't I'll just
Candace Owens is like a black woman married to a royal, and people are like, no, fuck Alex Jones over this.
Without me, there is no Candace Owens. I don't even know if you know the history there, actually.
I do.
Yeah, okay, so you do.
What do you think about Alex and Candace's thing? What's your take?
I think she's winning, actually. Against him specifically. Yeah, because I think he's kind of flailing.
These are like the same type of audience people that they caught.
You asked me my take. Like, he seems to be
okay, that's your take. I get okay.
No, I don't think she overall, I think she's gonna
I didn't think you would say that she's winning.
Well, I don't think
losing him is indicative of a massive loss for her to begin with.
Let me speak on this. Well, she's got the #1 show in the fucking world. And so, is that gonna last? To me, she's burning really bright and she's flying really close to the sun. And so I don't know if it's a good long-term strategy, kind of like what I talked about earlier and on another issue. But regardless, I do think you know, when he's calling her out for QAnon type stuff, which I've said the same thing, by the way. And then he has General Flynn on for an hour today to ramble about fucking nonsense. And I don't know, he seems, and I get a kick out of Alex in general, but honestly, juxtaposed with Candace, it's kind of like the old guard and the young fire breather here. And I don't know that he's actually winning this, but I've been very Candace critical, and so have a lot of people. I think the coalition of people who've been critical of her, of course, the first thing they say is you're a Zionist if you say anything bad about her, which is laughable.
That's their ad hominem.
Well, yeah, I know, it's fucking insane to me, especially given my position with this show and who I've had on it and what I've done. Anyway, it's stupid, but yeah, I also Loomer jumping in. That was a really great cosign for Alex. That was, my mind just almost jumped out of its fucking, my brain almost jumped out of its fucking head when Loomer's like, well, actually, I was the one who talked Alex into changing his mind. I'm like, dude, this is the worst possible, even if it's true, which I don't even really believe, but like, that's the worst possible fucking cosign he could have had. I don't know. There's just been a few.
Everybody grips off the Candace low IQ.
Yeah, I think the whole.
And it's boring, man. I want to like talk to a nuclear scientist or something. Like I want stimulation. I'm not stimulated from it anymore.
Well, I'm getting tired of it, but you can't ignore it because it's the number one thing going for 3 straight months. But
it decreases and decreases and decreases and decreases.
Well, we'll see. Like I said, it probably has a shelf life. But Cinema said what I just said. She's the top dog right now. Look at her views. Look at her money. She's number one. And even though I think it's
what happens. Look at her money. That's what happens when you marry somebody worth $200 million.
Well, she's got some. She said some things.
I hope when I have $200 million, they clip this episode. Remember when Adam King was going all hype on 2026 because he was about to get rich?
All right, I see. Here's a serious question. Then I want to ask you one question, and then we'll wrap. Adam, serious question. If you and your fellow Jews' day-to-day lives could be demonstrably improved with the enactment and enforcement of anti-Semitism / Holocaust denial laws, would you implicitly support it? I mean, those exist in some places. Would you support that?
I believe that, like,
in America, would you support anti-Semitism laws and Holocaust denial?
If there was like a big movement that was like trying to teach in the schools that the South actually won the Civil War and the North lost the Civil War, and that actually this is the Confederacy and not the Union, I'd be like, yo, that can't be taught in schools. That's not real. Like there's things
it's not
that
about what's taught in schools though, but like, should people be jailed, or if it would demonstrably improve your life and the lives of other Jews, would you be in favor of that?
I love you, Stormer.
Yes, Stormer.
Thank you. Thank you for being honest. I appreciate your honesty. And the more anti-Semites get honest, they all realize that I'm their favorite Jew.
You're getting off track. Would you support that? I mean, that's a anti-free speech, quite frankly. But
would I support it? Is there a better way to go about it? Yeah.
The pause says it all, doesn't it?
Like, well, here's separate it with anything else. Change the story. Change the narrative. Okay. What if we started saying that? What if the narrative was that white people were enslaved by black people, and so like all the black people started, I don't know, saying like the reverse of some sort of like horrible tragedy. What's weird is that people's identity against the Jews is caught up in our tragedy. Like the people who say 271,000 most, like the only people that could die were nobody more than 271,000 people died. And I'm like, nigga, please. Like, for real. Like, Hitler killed 60 million white people indiscriminately. Why would he be so sparing? Like the people who say Auschwitz was like a vacation place, it had a pool. I'm like, you mean to tell me
Look,
Auschwitz was a vacation while Hitler was out killing the whites, and you think that's based? No, Hitler was massacring Jews. That's why Holocaust denial doesn't make sense.
I don't even get involved with that. It's not a focus of
And
my
also
study.
Holocaust
because I
denial
don't
is
think it
very
has
specific.
relevance in modern day policy actually, and it's used.
I
as
want
a
to give
cudgel,
you.
So
I want to give you. I had this conversation with Jake the other day because my friend, a very rich Jew named Elliot Broidy, it's in the newspaper. He just bought at auction from one of these for like $1.25 million or something. It was like the original white print architecture of the death camp at Birkenau. And I showed Jake, I was like, look, my friend owns this. If you want, I could take you to see it and you could see it. And he was shocked that a Jew would buy that. He said, why would a Jew buy that? You think that a Nazi would buy that? And I said, he was like shocked that a Jew would spend $1.25 million on an object that describes like the architectural design, the actual architectural designs that the U.S. took from when they liberated the camps on the white paper on the death camps. And I said to Jake, I was like, he bought this because there's people like you who are saying this never happened. And here it is, the architecture, which has the incinerators, the death camps, all written on it. And now it's in Florida. That document is in Florida. And so with Holocaust denial, it gets to this point where people want to believe the lie so badly that they won't, like a document like that, like they'll bury it. They don't want to even acknowledge it's even real. They'll say, why didn't a neo-Nazi buy this? As if to venerate the killing of Jews. Not, he was shocked, like the only person that should spend that 1.25 million on an object like that would be a fanboy of the death camps. And so it registered weird to him, and I had to explain. We have to pay for these things. We have to buy them. We have to preserve them, or else people will willfully say that these events never happened. And nobody's questioning the Armenian genocide.
Well, let me say a couple things. First off, there's been genocides that's happened all throughout history, why is
the Jewish genocide the only one that it's okay to question?
Well, I think it's okay to question any of them, actually, but I don't get involved with that. We've had debates about it here on the show, not me personally, but I don't get involved with it because it was 85 years ago, and I don't like how it's used as a cudgel for Zionist power, quite frankly. And we have 15 different, remembrance days in the U.S. and never forget. And it's okay if you're Jewish and you're saying that, okay, but like that has no effect on my life as a white American, actually. And so that's kind of my thing, right? Like it's still used quite blatantly in political ways to argue for U.S. foreign involvement in the Middle East and elsewhere, and you know that as well as I do. And so it's kind of a political weapon, really. So, I mean, do you disagree with that?
I don't know. It's like the reason why for us.
Well, yeah. If
you know what I mean.
I just said if you're.
So for me, it's like a part of this. I'm not. My family is called Kharkovian Jews. We came to America because of a horrible pogrom that happened in Kharkov, Ukraine, shortly after the Civil War in America. I don't have a single ancestor that was in the Holocaust. My family was in America earliest 7 generations. I'm a very early American Jewish family. So, but I want to tell you a story because I live in this Jewish community, and there's a lot of like surviving families from my community. And there's like real generational trauma. It's very hard to deal with. And even in grandchildren, like I loved my ex-wife very much. And there's just like traumas. I've had other girlfriends too that I've loved very much. And the only reason why it couldn't work was because their mother or father were so fucked up because they were like the child of a Holocaust survivor, and there was just like unbelievable amounts of trauma, that like unresolved trauma that creates like real problems. So I'm not a victim, but I've definitely suffered the pain of the Holocaust through my community and the things that I've had to go through. I've probably met over 1,000 people who survived Auschwitz. And I was actually caretaker to one until he died. He was one of my lifelong best friends, Kalman Aron. He was a brilliant painter. And he was in 6 concentration camps and eventually made it to Theresienstadt, which was where they took all the gifted children to show the world, like, oh, we have schools. And because he was a brilliant artist and a painter. And they took him to Theresienstadt. But so I understand that what it is. And, you know, it's something that like we don't need anyone but ourselves to get over, you know, and it's not easy. And even though I never suffered from, like my family was not in the Holocaust, I have like a very idyllic American Jewish family. You know, we don't have the like those type of traumas in our bloodline. We have like, you know, more like from the 18th century, but that trauma's worked itself out, you know, so we're good. But there's other families that are not good. And, you know, in Israel too, it's like, imagine coming from the death camps and then coming to war, nonstop war, you know, so there's a lot of trauma, collective trauma. And I want a world where there's no trauma anywhere. And that world involves the Jews having sovereignty. Doesn't involve the Jews secking out for the sake of everyone that hates us. You know, but so Holocaust denial is like, look, you can hate the Jews if you want. I'm not here to tell you who you have to like and who you don't have to like. But like, if your entire existence is fueled so heavily by hatred that you have to like create lies like Candace Owens that I killed Charlie Kirk. Like I didn't even know about the Hampton Summit until she started talking about it. And then I was for some reason, the center of it all. And I wasn't even there or knew about it. Like they're lies and they have no problem lying. And like, there's also other lies that people tell themselves, like the Talmud quote lies and any type of lie that they can grift off of to spread hatred of Jews.
Let me get in here for a sec. Now, you talk about generational trauma. That certainly seemed like a heartfelt story that you told there, and I'll let you tell it uninterrupted. What about the generational trauma with Palestinians? I mean, that's gone on for generations now. Do you think that that's fair?
I think that the origin story of the Palestinians have to be learned by everybody. And this idea that there was like millions of Arabs living there is not even true. At the creation of the state of Israel, I don't think even 1 million people total lived in the land. I think it was during the War of Independence in Israel, it was like, I think there was only like 100 and something. I used to have this almanac of where I had population statistics. Population was extremely, extremely limited then. So I would encourage everybody to research something called the Army of the Holy War, and watch the movie Hitler and the Mufti. It was a History Channel special about documenting the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem and his involvement. You know, Hitler could have gone down as a Jewish hero, actually. Believe it or not.
Well, I was about to bring up something else. It's funny you mentioned that because
I'd like to share this idea.
Real quick.
Hitler's original plan was to deport all the Jews.
I know that. We just listened to his Jewish question speech the other day on air, translated into English. Yes.
And if he did that, if he fell in line with his original desire of doing that, it would have been very painful. The Jews would have fussed and protested, but history would have venerated him as saying, this is the reason why we return to our land. But instead, the Wafk, which is scarcely inhabited, they didn't even have 100,000 people there, had so much influence over Adolf Hitler, the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem. His name is Hajj Amin al-Hussein.
I know, we looked him up again the other day.
And you know, I personally think, ruined anything. Like, he ruined. There could have been, like in the multiverse, like all things are happening
Yes.
simultaneously, and this is just how we chose to, like, we're in this reality because our choices led us here. Like, there is a place in the multiverse where Hitler removed the Jews, deported them to Israel. Israel became a Jewish state then. All the Jews came there, and there was balance in the ecosystem. Germany thrived. No Europeans died. But you got to understand, World War I and World War II were also because the elites wanted to destroy the proof of the ancient world. The ancient European world. They wanted to destroy the buildings.
Yeah, World War
It was
II,
a great reset.
Yeah, it was not really about the Jews. Matter of fact, Israel was an option, or Palestine, if you prefer. Which
And
you
I'm
don't.
saying,
But
yeah,
there was also other countries where they could have been put as well, and they could have went to the West. Now he's talking shit about the Jews during this speech, but he's like, if the Jews are so great, why is America not taking them in? Why is Canada not taking them in? Him as the sovereign leader, and I kind of became a Führer dictator, took full power there, but he was a sovereign leader, or leader of a sovereign nation, and he wanted to expel a people. Now you can say that's fucked up, but nobody was taking him in, and that's not even getting into what you believe about the Holocaust or don't believe. But
so the
they literally
Holocaust
did
was
turn the
actually
boats.
started by the Palestinians, is what I'm saying. This is a major blood feud.
I heard Netanyahu say that. I'm not AI.
Mrs. Let me because
It's
okay.
talking about the Holly comment with
Mr. King. Thank you.
That was a reference to the Piers Morgan Finkelstein thing. But
that guy will never have me on. He blocked me, Piers Morgan.
I looked that up, and there's some dispute.
Piers Morgan is a British disruption, an MI6 disruption into American politics. He's not American. I hate that he gets this pass to just fuck with us all the time. We're busy with our own shit. We don't need Piers Morgan in our affairs.
Whatever you think about the Holocaust, I know what you think, but I'm saying in the audience, whatever, or questions, whatever. It's a simple fact. You don't hear it as much now. When I was growing up, they did talk about it a little bit more, about how, the West didn't take the Jews in. Actually,
in fact,
they didn't work with Hitler on some.
Back to death camps.
Yes, they literally did.
There were Jews that
Germany.
escaped the Holocaust, and America deported them to the Holocaust. And I want to just say, like, the first 88,000 Jews that were killed in the Holocaust, Hajj Amin al-Hussein made the very first death camp.
Look,
and Adolf Hitler,
Go ahead.
and he held Adolf Hitler's hand. That was not the plan.
That
was not Vril. That is not Vril, folks. That is not Vril. That is not Fool. That was not the plan. And those were like heavily executed plans of like 50 years to bring Adolf Hitler to power. And it was not the plan to do the Holocaust. But for some reason, he was like put under the Palestinian spell, just like the West loves the Palestinians for some reason. These like bloodthirsty, savage, primitive, violent, evil nation.
You're talking about the Palestinians, though, bro. Like, and you could, and
they're responsible for the Holocaust.
Well,
and then after the Holocaust, Qadar al-Hussein, which was the nephew of Hajj Amin al-Hussein, enlisted massive amounts of Jordanians and Egyptians because the plan was that they were going to exterminate all the Jews in Israel. And by a miracle, the American Constitution first, always. And by a miracle, Hajj Amin al-Hussein was killed in the first battle and the war ended.
Now, why would he want to wipe out all? Now, I've looked this up. Now, apparently, he did give hardline advice to Hitler, but even AI, who takes, it's like the mainstream version or whatever, says that it really didn't have any bearing on whatever Hitler did or didn't do. And I looked this up because of a clip from Netanyahu where he says something similar. Anyway, if I was preparing for a discussion on that, I would have to do a lot more research. I am familiar with the figure, but we just listened to the Jewish question speech the other day, and
think about the world, what it would look like if Hitler deported the Jews and didn't give a fuck about the Palestinians, the West would not have had the Palestinian problem, which really became mass migration of Muslims into Europe.
But why would the
Palestinian
Palestinians
issue is like the number one sympathetic white liberal guilt thing that they have like attached themselves, that by the time the Syrian civil war happened, they were just so already sucking Palestinian dick that they were just welcoming Syrians in by the wholesale.
Yeah,
You know, they were just accustomed to it because the Palestinians taught them to be sympathetic. And like literally imagine Adolf Hitler deported the Jews and just left us there. We thought we have our own nation. Then Germany would have no guilt. The Holocaust would never happen. The war would have never happened.
Now,
the war would have happened because of Poland.
That was Churchill's responsible. Anyway, and Chamberlain, the war guarantee.
And then, but like also Hitler was actually a really bad leader. Like, for instance, as Hitler sensed defeat was coming, he instituted his Nero Protocol. He started burning down food plants and basic things that Germans needed to survive. He was a shitty leader. He basically said, if I can't rule forever, then you don't get to eat.
We could literally talk about this forever, but I did want to read this. Historical
and
accounts.
I do have to start getting to my New Year's party.
And I appreciate. I think this is maybe the best discussion we've ever had. Honestly, just me and you.
Every discussion I have with you is great. I love coming on the Killstream, and I'll come back, but not for a while. I gotta chill out. I don't need to do this. I need to do other things.
That's fine. Right, it's good to space it out anyway.
You should come on my show. I've been on your show a million times.
You never asked me, dude. What the fuck?
You're being asked right now.
Okay.
In the first 2 weeks of 2026, we'll do a show.
All right, just let me know, and it's booked. I'll read this.
It's going to be called "I Got Him, Bitches." He's a Zionist now podcast.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Now, here's what I just wanted to counter this with.
I'm also going to do stand up in 2026. Are you down for that? Are you ready to see that?
I'm down, but let me read this. This is the mainstream version. This is Gemini. Historical accounts have noted that the Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Hajj Amin al-Husseini, was a Nazi sympathizer who spent the war years in Berlin, recruited Muslim volunteers for the Nazi cause, and broadcast propaganda. He met with Hitler and supported the final solution. Again, this is the mainstream narrative. However, historians agree that the plan for the extermination of the Jewish people was initiated by Hitler and the Nazi regime, and the Mufti did not inspire or cause the Holocaust. Now, that's the official AI.
I mean, just like Pontius Pilate, he had to give the go-ahead, but it wasn't his idea.
I'll give you credit for the callback to Pontius Pilate all the way back to the beginning of the conversation. Now, that's a hallmark of stand-up comedy, actually, is the callback. That's when you know you got a real pro, so we'll see what you can do there. My one question, do they make...
by Jewish logic, I'm able to think that way.
Do they make pastrami and rye sandwiches in Israel like they do in New York?
Yo, actually, no. They don't. There isn't like Jewish delis everywhere, but you can get shawarma and falafel. But that is really the truth. Like if Jerusalem had a pastrami on rye place, I don't know why it doesn't. But I've never seen a pastrami and rye place in Jerusalem, like that's classic
to me.
Jewish deli.
I've been to several in New York City itself, and then even when I lived in Richmond, there's this place called Pearlie's, and of course it's Jewish owned and operated as well. And they give you that big pastrami like that. You motherfuckers know how to make a sandwich. I'll give you that.
For anyone who thinks the Jews didn't contribute anything to society,
pastrami and rye.
We'll have a pastrami
you already got me on that one. You got me on that one for sure. I appreciate you spending a long time here with me today. I didn't know it would be this long. I had fun. But I had fun too.
And I don't get offended. I just want to talk about, I invented a machine this year and my patents are so legit. And I'm like, holy shit, I'm a genius. And I want to share that kind of stuff with the world. I don't want to have to like prove my existence or like talk about if I killed Jesus or if I would do it again or like that means nothing to me.
I was not trying.
It's not you. You know what? It's not you. It's like a grand collective of like a million people that
up because it kind of wove into that. And actually, I don't know if you got offended at me for that. I was actually like, okay, knock it down if you want, right? Like this is what is always said, and I don't know. But that's why I went down that route. It wasn't to like personally offend you or go the whole Christ killer route. But I appreciate it. And tell people where they can find you. Happy New Year.
Yeah. If you enjoyed anything you saw today, reach out to me at awesome_Jew_ or at the Adam King Show Awesome Jew has a lot of DMs. The Adam King Show is kind of a backdoor. It's easier to reach me at the Adam King Show. I'm trying to build out my Instagram. I get really censored on Meta systems. I
gotta use
even had
Instagram
problems
more
with
too.
WhatsApp for a while.
But yeah, man.
But
I appreciate it, and yeah, maybe
it's fun. It's all fun and games. Big content. Last thing I did was Hassan Shibli. That was that was also a 3-hour conversation, and he was the former director of CARE, the Council of American Islamic Relations. That conversation changed the world. Absolutely changed the world. Got to the desk of Ilhan Omar even. Changed the world. I highly encourage you to check out that conversation. That one was like a David Duke level conversation for me. Something I feel like you needed to witness. Truly needed to witness. And then I got some really great stuff planned for 2026 on the professional front and on the content front. I filmed a movie in 2025 with Bobby Kennedy. We're probably going to do another one in 2026. And just fiction, just fuck around fun. You know, like none of this serious stuff. Let's get back to having fun, America. Let's get back to like, you know, our 1980s idyllic childhood days and just live our best lives. My last message to you guys, you don't have to conquer someone to win. You just have to acquire excellence. So go out there, acquire excellence, win for yourself. If you see a problem, fix it. If you're complaining, that's because you expect somebody else to fix it for you. And if you're a real man, you're going to stand up and fix it yourself. And I appreciate you being here, Ethan. I hope you have another kid.
I probably
what
will.
happened with that one you were dating?
Huh?
Same girl? Are you still dating that same
let's
girl?
not get into my to my.
I'm not going to reveal anything. I'm not.
I'm completely single. That ended up being a bad.
I was hoping for that one to drop you.
Yeah.
I don't want to say why to the audience, but
I
you and I know
appreciate
why.
you. I appreciate you coming on. That was a mistake.
That could have been a funny little thing to get you on for the rest of your life.
The whole Florida arc there was a total mistake. But you live and you learn, and you turn the page to 2026. Thank you, Adam King, for once again coming on the Killstream. And
take care, man. Well. I'm Israel Chai. If you liked what you saw, DM me, be in touch, and we'll talk. Peace out, everybody. Shalom. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you for watching this clip by Colonel J. This is the King of Bold here. Remember to like and subscribe. Juice!